I'll show you the sweetest delight in the garden as a surprise for Adam.
Really?
Come.
All right.
Here.
But this is the one tree in the garden we cannot touch. This is the forbidden fruit.
Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? Surely not.
We may eat the fruit of any tree in the garden, except for the tree in the middle of the garden. God has forbidden us to either touch or eat the fruit of that tree, for if we do, we shall die.
You believe that nonsense? Of course you will not die. God knows that as soon as you eat it, your eyes will be opened, and you and Adam will be like gods yourselves.
One day we'll reach the level of the avatars that we have read about in history, the Buddhas and Jesus, infinite ones, God.
You ancient serpent, you cast your spell upon this planet with your graven images and your wishes to be worshipped. Witches and warlocks flock like Harry Potter fans, waiting for your new age plan to spread across the land. You got the masses dumped down where you want them, convinced that you don't exist, and now you got them atheists. Some even think they're evolving to a godlike level above and beyond human. These Luciferian lies feed on ego and pride. They come disguised as an angel of light, like the original sin and the first deception. The tree in the garden, don't you see the connection? It's the same old lie that he used back then at the beginning of time, at the fall of man. Have we forgotten the truth within the book of Genesis? Ignorant of the nature of sin, so we dismiss written words of God as an irrelevant myth, but then embrace all these new age thoughts of nonsense?
It's not good or bad. There's no God waiting to punish you because you did one or the other.
There is no God in doing everyone's God. Welcome to the kingdom of heaven, without judgment, without hate, without testing, without anything.
I call my practices and pagan worshiping as act exists. See through the smoke and the mirrors and the mist. From Atlantis to the American fanatical myths, to the UFO connection with the German SS. Secret society elitists from the east and the west. Illuminati and Masonics, man, it all connects. Satanic worship to the depths we don't want to admit. It's a globalized illusion that we gotta correct. Check the symbols and signs like the all-seeing eye. Read the Bible facts to understand the great design. See the writing on the wall, we're living in end times. And even the elective now bought into the lie. Real Satanists are dressed up in their suits and ties, eating the fruit like these fools who think they are divine. They aren't evolved, they're just blinded by ego and pride, living a lie that disguised like Jekyll and Hyde. Can you deny that these times were all prophesied? Read Matthew 24:24, you decide.
There's no such thing as good or bad. Judging things from this position. There are things that I do that I know they involve me. There are other things that do not involve me. It's not good or bad. There's no God waiting to punish you because you did.
The church in America is going to suffer so terribly. And we laugh now, but they will come after us, and they will come after our children. They will close the net around us while we are playing soccer mom and soccer dad, while we are arguing over so many little things and mesmerized by so many trinkets. The net even now is closing around you and your children and your grandchildren, and it does not cause you to fear. You will be isolated from society, as has already happened. Anyone who tries to run for office who actually believes the Bible will be considered a lunatic until finally we are silenced. We will be called things that we're not and persecuted not for being followers of Christ, but for being radical fundamentalists who do not know the true way of Christ, which of course is love and tolerance. You go down as the greatest bigots and haters of mankind in history. They've already come after your children, and for most of you, they got them. They got put them through the public schools and indoctrination in the university and indoctrination, and then you wonder why your children come out not serving the Lord. It's because you fed them right into the devil's mouth. So little by little, the net is closing around, and then it's not little by little. Look how fast things are going downhill just in a matter of weeks. But at the same time, know this: persecution is always meant for evil, but God always means it for good. And is it not better to suffer in this life and have an extra weight of glory in heaven? You must settle this in your mind. This is the one thing I want to say over and over. Down through history, you have a wrong idea of martyrdom and persecution. You think that these men were persecuted and martyred for their sincere faith in Jesus Christ. That was the real reason, but no one heard that publicly. They were martyred, and they were persecuted as enemies of the state, as bigots, as narrow-minded, stupid people who had fallen for a ruse and can contribute nothing to society. Your suffering will not be noble. So your mind must be filled with the Word of God when all people persecute you and turn on you. This is no game. You want revival and awakening, but know this: for the most part, great awakenings have come only preceding great national catastrophes or the persecution of the church. I believe God is bringing a great awakening, but I believe that He is raising up young men who are strong in trust in the providence of God to be able to wade through the hell that's going to break loose on us. And it will be on us before we even recognize it. Unless in God's providence, He is not done. He is not done.
All right. If you guys can hear me, should be able to hear me. What's going on, guys? It's SteveJMO. It is the 14th, 2/14 of February, 2022. And we've talked about the significance of 2/14 and how it's the day where you show love for all your people here in this realm, but that's not how it's supposed to be. You're giving your heart over to a mortally being. All of our hearts belong to the Creator. As it says in the Bible, Jesus Christ dwells in the hearts of men. So do your thing, do whatever you want to do today, but just keep that in the back of your mind. But let's get into this, shall we? We got Jen, the True Seeker 69. What is up, Jen?
What's up, guys? I had a little echo there for a second. Sorry. DJ sent me a message earlier. Hey, DJ, I see you in the chat. She said Valentine's Day. It's VD Day, Venereal Disease Day. I love that.
That's funny.
Yeah, right? Yeah, Valentine's Day is just another day to me, guys. I don't celebrate that crap.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's just another day in the books where they can get you on all different types of ways. As I was just saying, it's all about the play on words and numbers, and that's how these people communicate: codes, numbers, colors, you name it. They'll never tell you the real plan, and if they do, definitely take note, because it's really telling when they do. But what's going on, Jen? How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I am having a really good day. I have a show later on. It's going to be really cool. Shapu's going to come on with me. If you're available, I'd love for you to come on too later on. If you can't, though, I understand. But yeah, just keeping my vibration up. I got a lot of people supporting me and showing love, and I really appreciate all you guys. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on lately, but this is what happens when the truth starts coming out. You start finding out where people's true intentions really lie, and just all part of life.
And it's one of the oldest tactics in the book, even from people like David Icke all the way down to people that you've never heard of before. They'll be featured on a show, or they'll do a live stream on their own, and maybe they'll do 2 or 3, for a couple weeks, maybe a month at a time, and everything they're saying checks out. You're like, wow, this is pretty good, solid information here. I think I'll give this guy a following. And then right when it happens, right when they start gaining that that right when they start hitting that that support level, like, oh, now we got a good following. Now we can throw in the deception or the misguidance or the drama or whatever it may be. They've been doing this for years, years and
Oh,
years
yeah.
and years.
I just want to say I'm not putting anyone down for celebrating Valentine's Day. I just, for me, it's just another day. If anybody celebrates that and does that stuff, that's great. No problem. I'm not putting anybody down. I love you guys. I just wanted to say that. I thought it was funny that DJ said VD Day.
VD Day.
That's a little joke.
Yeah,
But
she's cool.
my husband did buy me a nice necklace. It's a little silver necklace with a cat charm on it. It's got a black cat, and my cat's black. So I thought that was really sweet. So he bought me something for Valentine's Day because he always does that stuff. But really, for me, it's more like Christmas. It's just all meant to be commercialized. You
Yeah,
walk into the
marketing.
store, there's balloons everywhere, all this stuff just to get you to spend more money that, you should probably save or spend on something more long lasting than some balloon. But who am I to judge? I'm not judging. I'm just saying.
Hey,
I'm not judging anybody.
To each their own at that rate. But
Yeah.
at the same time, people like you and I and other people in the community have to, tell people what it's really about. And I feel like on the last stream I did where I showed the droid commercial where, in the center of the dude's heart literally said 214. And
Yes.
he was getting injected with a bunch of crazy stuff. So, it kind of shows where their plan is. And like I said, read the Bible, read the passages. God, Jesus Christ, whatever you want to call him, dwells in the hearts of men. So why wouldn't they want, if they can't be in there, they want to replace it with something else that isn't him, which could be your wife or your husband or whatever, which you're supposed to love them, but there's another level of love you're supposed to be given to the Almighties, if you know what I'm saying. And real quick, shout out to DJ. I just got your donation there on PayPal as we were just talking about you. So I think that's pretty cool, pretty funny. And just real quick before we actually have a decent amount of people here already. So on the screen and in the chat are links to the PayPal if you would like to support. But at the same time, I finally was able to set up the Rockfin streaming platform stuff. So you're gonna be checking me out there a lot more often than not, to say the least, because the stuff you're allowed to talk about there, we're not quite allowed to talk about here, and that seems to have been an issue with my channel, seeing as I got a 1 week ban, and then the day it got lifted, they hit me with a 2 week ban. So SteveJMO YouTube channel seems to be on the fritz.
Oh yeah.
So let's if we could just get a couple people to move over to the Rockfin, we're gonna do all the Rockfin premium, whatever it is, and we're gonna just take it off from there. So just look out for that link, guys. I'll be dropping it a couple more times. I'm sure the mods have copied and pasted it by now. So definitely want to promote that and get some more followers over there, because like I said, they seem to be attacking my channel. Not like anything like taking down my channel, but they're hitting me with strikes on videos I did 2 or 3 years ago. And I already cleaned out my YouTube. I'm not going to clean it out anymore,
Yeah.
So whatever's left is left. And I hope I can see all you guys on the Rockfin side. But from here on out, minus this show I'm just doing on YouTube so we can make the YouTube community aware. But all the ongoing shows will be streamed. They will start here on YouTube for sure. They will also be multi-streamed on Rockfin. But if you want to start talking about some stuff, Jen, or if I get into, some of the juice stuff, the jabs and whatnot, we're going to move it right over there. And whoever follows. If you don't want to follow, I understand. But at the same time, we need to be having these discussions, and the big platforms are suppressing our breath here on these for these messages on this platform.
Yeah.
Facebook actually just hit me. I'm not banned, but my channel will be at low volume for the next 90 days. So don't expect to see any of my stuff out there. That's all I got to say. But what are you saying, Jen?
No, I agree with you. As a matter of fact, even when your strikes are off and you think you're doing well, they could just take your channel down because they'll be like, well, you're a repeat offender. And
Yeah.
we decided to just axe your ass anyway, because that's what happened in my last channel. They just took it with, I skated on thin ice for 90 days with 2 strikes, made sure nothing was said that I could get this 3rd strike to take me down. I waited, both strikes came off. And then like not even a week later, they took my channel down with no strikes whatsoever. So
That's what they do. Yeah. That's what I'm waiting for. The rug pull, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I've been following the YouTube community guidelines by any means necessary, but at the same time, I'm not on here shouting CV, you know, or I know how to cure you, you know, nothing like that. But yet they still want to take their jab. So we're going to, you know, instead of getting poked in the eye, we're going to put our glasses on and deflect these pokes and just go elsewhere. And for all the people that think it's stingy or whatever, I mean, it is what it is, guys, you know?
Yeah.
It is what it is. Brian's saying he's backstage. I don't see him back here. It's interesting. Oh, here he is. There's the man. What's going on, brother?
Yo, what's happening?
Chilling, brother. Just telling people about the great platformer Rockfin we'll be moving to.
Tell everyone how much YouTube sucks on the D.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they've kind of been hitting my ass for the last couple of weeks, so just fed up with it at this point, you know? I mean, I'll go on the backup channel, and I mean, we have 61 viewers in 16 minutes. I'll have 61 viewers over 2 hours and 16 minutes. So I'm not saying it's not worth it, but who's really going to hear the message at that rate? And we all know the numbers are skewed anyway, so there is a little bit more. But over here, you know, this is where the real good community's at, and I want to take everyone with me to Rockfin. I know you got a pretty good following over there. And I think Austin said he just hit 1,000, so shout out to him on that. That's pretty sweet.
My Rockfin channel has almost as many followers as my YouTube channel, which is kind of pathetic if you think about it. Like, how is that even possible?
Right? Right, it's absolutely crazy. But I just threw the link in the chat again, guys. That'll be the Rockfin link. And besides this show, like a lot of other people, I'll start the shows on YouTube, and then we're gonna move right on over to Rockfin as soon as you know, we get an itch to go talk about some red flag stuff, which happens more often than not.
And you never know. They're going to hit you with anything you talk about, the current thing that's going on. You know that. Plus, you know, like I can't talk about 9/11. Like you can, so many things you can't talk about. But not today, but while I was away last week, they gave my main channel a strike. Dude, the video was a 40-second video. All the video was Alex Jones coming out, quoting Snow White, saying "Mirror, mirror," and then I played the clip of it playing "Magic Mirror." I didn't even comment on it. That's literally what the video was. It was like a little tiny residue video that like would have been nice for TikTok or something. And YouTube gave me hate speech on it.
Unbelievable.
You know what's funny about the mirror mirror thing? Have you seen the Shrek clip about that? Because he says it the new way, but then he says it the old way as like he gets interrupted. Yeah. I think that's interesting. That's a little poke in the eye.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's always a poke in the eye. I mean,
oh yeah.
Coming out with the disinfo. The big thing put out a video today on the science of misremembering.
Well, real quick, Brian, what were we talking about the other week? Something we should maybe start looking at are changes in some of the architecture, right?
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. If you've looked at some of the buildings and stuff, and then if you've gone back and looked at the same pitches, and as if it's actually looked like the building was becoming renovated almost, but even though you know they're the same pitches that you've had, because I'm wondering how incrementally that some of this stuff might be seeping in, you know, and because I think it's going to become more and more and more prevalent, you know. So I think you might I think there's a good chance you will see some of that.
Yeah. Well, so I think it was Monday or Tuesday, I was just taking a drive up Route 20, and there's a big rock wall right along part of the river there. And I have video of this, but in the video, it's not telling. I can't tell if this part is there or if it's not there, or if it was there. I can't quite tell, but I drove by it rather slow the other day. And I mean, I drive by this shit like every single day. And there's just some features on it, Brian. I thought that, I mean, I've documented this place before. I've been here before. I videos of it, but I'm gonna go back there either later on today or tomorrow, and just try to get the whole wall again. And I want to see the comparison, because from what I can tell, without looking at video or photo comparison or evidence, it's changed, man. There's like a archway that's etched into the stone now. I don't
Yeah,
understand that. I
that's
would
that's
have
what I'm talking
commented
about.
on that, because I watched the video where I presented it and I didn't comment upon that. Maybe I missed it because it was a fast kind of clip. I mean, I was going 20 miles an hour in my car with a 4K video on my phone. I mean, I'm not going too fast. So I'm really eager to compare these and see if they're actually there, because it seems to me like an old world building may have just changed in front of our eyes a week
Wow.
after you mentioned it.
Yeah, that's what I suspected is the bigger picture of kind of what's happening here.
Yeah.
I don't think this whole reality is going to flip at once, but I think all of it's seeping in pretty rapidly, and since it's doing that, there's obviously things that, just like now, there's obviously things built in the past that later then had additions, renovations. Like you said, this archway etched in. Things get done later, so if you're catching it as it's coming back into reality in a certain state, it's probably going to incrementally change,
Mm.
which, it'd be fascinating to observe.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of stuck in the middle of that. Like, I can't tell if it has changed or not, but I mean, I've got like a 95% like intuition that what I saw
Yeah.
definitely wasn't there a year ago. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna look into that a little more. It's just hard because it's right along Route 20, which is like, I mean, that goes all the way from Boston to New York, so it's kind of busy on that road. Getting a chance to pull over and stop isn't really the best, but I feel maybe like in a couple hours might not be a bad time once the 5 o'clock rush gets by, because it's at a point where, I mean, it's light there until sundown, because it's just the edge of a cliff essentially. So I want to check it out, and if it looks decent on camera today, I'm gonna document it. But either way, I'm gonna check it out firsthand, and if it doesn't look good, you guys are just gonna have to take my word. I'm not one to put out fake evidence or whatever you want to call it there, because that's just too crazy.
That is crazy, Steve.
It's too much of a headache to do all that. I got people that think that I have, I'll release a video from like the World Economic Forum, and it's just like, hey guys, great reset. They're like, oh, you edited that. Like, no, bro, I didn't. Like, they're saying it, not me. So
Yeah.
it's very funny how that works. People with that auto deny, they live on auto deny.
Oh yeah. So Brian, your video on Centerville and all that stuff, and
that was crazy, man. You want to present about that for like 5 minutes, because that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, I can talk about it real quick. I can pull videos. They're really, really short videos. If you want me to show them, so I'll just talk about it for a second, and then I'll bring them up. Let me just pull up my folder, which I have right here. Okay, so I was on vacation last week, and on one of the days on vacation, me and Marika took a ride up to Lowell. So when I got to Lowell, I went there to go visit my cousin, go eat at a Japanese restaurant that I like, because you can't get shit for Japanese food in the South. It's fucking terrible. So I wanted to go to the Blue Tile and show her that place. And then we went to Centerville, and I wanted to take some video and pictures by the sign that started the whole Centerville thing. Briefly, I'll just tell people, I think just about everybody here in the chat knows, my neighborhood was Mandela affected. It was a place called Centerville. It's now Centralville. And I've done many videos on it. In fact, when the change first happened for me, I did like a series of about 10 videos with all sorts of things, like calling every local business around there facing the sign, calling City Hall, every cab company, interviewing Uber drivers. Nobody had ever heard of Centralville, yet now it's on all the maps, all the GPS. Everything's always been officially Centralville. What started it, though, was we were at a Top Donut, me and my boss at the time. We came around the drive-thru, and I was looking in my bag getting my food, and he was like, Centralville. I didn't know that. And I'm like, what? And I looked up, and the sign that had said Centerville was changed, and it said Centralville. So he was super confused. I instantly kind of knew what was happening. This would have been my first personal Mandela effect too. And I was warned by Gloria, my co-host at the time, that that was going to happen, and it really shook me to my core. So anyways, I did all these videos on it. We got mocked by the media. It kept coming up, mocked by all sorts of little things that came out. It seemed like even mocked by the Mandela effect when some technology went back in time more, and they did an ad about these mobile phones in the 1940s, and they kept saying Centerville, Centerville, Centerville. So anyways, I went back to take a picture by the sign, which I'll show you guys the sign if you haven't seen the sign yet. Let me see. I need a screen share, Steve. Okay, 1 second.
I got you, bro.
it. Okay. Screen share. So on the right here, this is the Centerville sign that started it all. Top Donuts behind us over here. Okay, so the sign which said Centerville now says Centralville, right? Not only is the sign changed, but look at the flag. The fucking flag has got a red stripe under the blue. This is in a veterans park. How are you going to get the American flag wrong, etched in stone in a veterans park, right? So anyways, some crazy stuff happened. So I went and let me back up here 1 second. Videos. There's another plaque in the ground now. So I'm going to play 2 videos real quick. One is me standing in front of this sign, and then one is going to be of the of a plaque that's going to play second. And just listen and watch what happens when I show this other plaque. There's a new plaque in the ground. It might have been there before, so I'm not going to say it definitely wasn't there. But wait till you see what's written on this plaque. Back where it all started, back where it all started, the Centerville Memorial Park, now Centralville. Here's the stone monument. It's now 2022. We in February of 2022. I'm sure just about nobody's taking the update. They still think they live in Centerville. And we have here, of course, the Mandela effect residue flag in stone on the Shifty sign. Red stripe under the blue. Red stripe under the blue. We're going to go into Top Donut now, and there's actually residue of the river. Can you pan to the river? There's actually residue of the Merrimack River, which is now Merrimack with a CK instead of just a C. There's a picture inside the Top Donut. You guys will see that in a minute. This shit's everywhere. So check. Okay, now this video right here is the new plaque that I never saw before. And where do you see what's on this plaque? So again, it changed from Centerville to Centralville.
Like CENTERville to Centralville.
Yep.
Like, so there's no confusion. Like TRALVILLE. Yeah, this part's crazy, guys. Get ready for this shit.
This out. Something I haven't seen before is this. Oh, and on top of it, just so you guys know, this is like the wildest Mandela effect, because it's not even like you'll go there and people say, what are you talking about? It's always been Centralville. Almost everybody, nobody's heard of Centralville. They still think they live in fucking Centerville. But it's called Centralville. But wait till you see this. New plaque. It might not be new. I might have missed this plaque last time I was here. I'm not going to say this was not here, but I don't remember seeing this. And then, interesting. So we have Centerville, now Centralville, right? And I just showed you in this park the monument that started it all with the Mandela affected flag, the red stripe under the blue, right? How shifty is the place? Then you pan on over to this, etched in stone. It says presented in 1990, so that's, I guess, that's when this was etched out. But look what it says. Dedicated on behalf of the Centralville Memorial. Grateful Centralville. So Centralville, Centralville, and Centerville? Like, how shifty can this one place be? And how can people keep misconstruing the name like this? I told you guys this place is like an epic of reality shifts. Now, what does this one mean? I don't. This is getting crazy. To the Centerville Dog Park in Centralville next. A dog park they just made, named after what the neighborhood used to be, but never has been in this reality. Isn't that crazy? So now this whole thing that we've all been following, Centerville to Centralville, now etched in stone. There's a history, and there's other residue too. But this is etched in stone. Not only is this etched in stone as Centralville, without the L, without the first L, That's what's missing, in case you guys didn't notice. Instead of saying Centralville, it says Centra. Right behind it is the fucking other sign that I just showed you guys in the picture. This is right behind it. This is how it's allegedly always been in this reality, even though for me it was always Centerville. But now it's Centraville on this stone monument in the same Veterans Park.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's fucking so crazy.
And it gets even wilder than that. So I did a video a couple weeks ago. You guys might have seen it. For people that didn't, they just built a new dog park in Lowell. And let me show you this. I'm here at the Centerville Dog Park. Literally what they named this new dog park they built. It's what it's called on the GPS as well. Centerville. Problem is, this neighborhood is Centralville, as I've shown you in my Mandela Effect videos. Centralville. Yet this dog park is named Centerville, exactly what I told you it used to be, in the middle of the neighborhood that was Centerville, but now it's Centralville. This place is so shifty. None of this makes any sense. Isn't that fucking ridiculous?
It just makes you wonder, like, why is this place so shifty, you know? Like,
and it's not just that. It's not even just that, Steve. So when I was at the Top Donut and I showed you the sign right there, right across the street is the Top Donut. Like you can, it's directly across the street from those two signs. And look what's in the Top Donut. I told you the Merrimack River change. So look on the screen right here. For instance, Merrimack, Merrimack. That's how it's spelled now in this reality. Merrimack did not have a fucking K at the end of it, okay? And there is a painting in Top Donut within like 50 yards of that shifty-ass Memorial Park with the signs in it. And look at this painting.
Wow.
Over here in Top Donut, sitting on the Merrimack River, right across from Centerville Memorial Park, with the shifty sign, 50 neighborhood. And the Mandela Effect at Merrimack River behind me, which I told you was changed to Merrimack with the CK. But look on this sign. They have a painting of the old Merrimack rug and linoleum in Lowell. Merrimack with a C, not a CK, as it has always been in this reality. No big deal. Nothing happened in here.
You know what's funny too, like about that change, like Merrimack, like the end of that MAC, that's like Irish. You know, it's not like there's no one named MACK in Ireland, or that's not like an Irish thing. But Mac, like Mac Cannon, Mac this, Mac that, MAC. You know, it's just all too relative, and it just proves it even harder, man. That's crazy shit. It's crazy stuff. I wonder what Central or Centerville. I wonder what that lines up with, like across like the whole world, like on the parallel.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too, because it's like a vortex of shit. And so I want to show one more video, Steve. It's only it's less than 2 minutes. All right.
Yeah.
And it has to do with the biggest celebrity from Lowell. If you guys didn't know, not only am I from this city, not only is all of this going on, Ed McMahon, the biggest Mandela Effect for more people than not, is from Lowell, Massachusetts. He grew up there for about 20 years. Now, remember, in this reality, not only did he not work for Publishers Clearinghouse, and he worked for American Family Publishing instead, Ed McMahon in this reality also never brought giant checks to people's doors. He never brought giant checks and balloons, none of that. Never went to people's doors. He just did these commercials in studio for this company. Now, I'm going to play a clip from 2007, and thank you, Blue Pac-Man 13, for sending this to me. This is from a Tom Green show with Ed McMahon, and I'm not even going to talk. We're just going to let the whole thing play and just listen. And remember, Ed McMahon never brought giant checks to anybody in this reality. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth.
Funny one was we went up to some guys, and I I asked them if they had anything they wanted to say to you, and I didn't really connect what they were talking about. They started saying that you owed them money for a check or something like that, and I wasn't thinking about Publishers Clearinghouse.
I know those guys, and they're still waiting for their money.
Do you have a clip of that there, Logan?
You're at Hollywood Boulevard here on the channel, TomGreen.com. What's your name now, sir?
Chuck.
Chuck. And what are you doing today on Hollywood Boulevard?
Absolutely nothing. Trying to look beautiful.
Awesome. What's your name, sir?
My name is Mark.
Mark. Now, you know who I have on my show tonight?
No, but I love
Ed McMahon is on my show tonight for a full hour. You want to say something, Ed McMahon?
I do. Ed, I'm still waiting for my check, and I'm kind of bitter that, I haven't received it yet. I hope it's 10 plus because I've been waiting a long time.
What do you mean? Why do you need a check from Ed McMahon?
Because he owes me money.
No, I don't think this is $50. No,
you got him on your show
Ed,
tonight. Ed, if you try to BS him on the show tonight,
no, he's not gonna. Ed does not owe you money. No. Ed was hosting, the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson for 30 years. He doesn't owe outstanding debts to you guys.
I don't think so, man.
Tell him that if you run into him again, tell him he came in second.
Yeah.
He was that close. Yeah, he could have won the money.
You would actually walk up to people's doorsteps and give them the check?
Oh, yeah, sure.
How many times
He was that close. Yeah, he could have won the money.
You would actually walk up to people's doorsteps and give them the check?
Oh, yeah, sure.
How many times did you present someone with a $1 million
I gave away
check?
$110 million.
$110 million?
Yeah.
How good must have that felt?
Oh, it's wonderful. We had to have a nurse in residence. Are you kidding me? It's a wonderful feeling, to give somebody $1 million.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
What people would just sort of
they go
overwhelmed
crazy,
with joy.
They almost faint. They would almost faint, yeah.
How did that?
They would almost faint. I mean, he's talking about details of bringing a check to their doors and that they would almost faint from it. Yet in this reality, he's never brought checks to anyone's doors. And you guys also probably missed it at the beginning of that. Tom Green said to him, Publishers Clearinghouse, and Ed just rolled with it. He did not stop him and correct him.
Right. And this is proof, guys. People want to hear it coming out of the horse's mouth. It's right there. This is proof. 100%.
Right. And if you look into that other,
they're fucking delusional. They're delusional. The people that say this isn't happening. I can't imagine how somebody could bury their head in the sand further than to deny that this is happening.
Right. And then at the same time, if you do look up the other company that he allegedly worked for, they didn't even go to people's houses. They simply mailed them out. Yeah.
Exactly. So all this stuff about him going to somebody's door makes no sense in this current reality. It's what he used to do. And he used to present people with giant checks. So the people that want to say, oh, well, maybe I just misremembered it, and they're going to take that download and say, maybe I had the companies misconstrued. Where did your memory come from of him going to doors with a giant check? Because that's never happened either.
And I'm old enough to have that thing come to my mailbox, and it was Ed McMahon's picture on it. And I'm waiting for my check too, damn it, because I never got one.
You must have came in second, buddy.
I don't think there was anything for second, was there?
Somebody stole your envelope.
That's probably it. You're right. Probably Brian. He comes from such a shifting neighborhood. My God.
Ed McMahon is from Lowell. Ed McMahon's also from where all that shit I just showed you is going down. Ed McMahon's from there. The box of Mixie Water's from there. I suspect there's another local Mandela effect going on there too, but I'm not going to spill the beans on it yet because I need to properly research it and make sure I'm not jumping the gun. But I think something else has changed.
It's almost like that town, was it Eureka, where all this weird stuff's going on, man? You come from I don't know, ground zero for Mandela crap.
Well, I mean, like I was saying, I'm just curious to what lines up with Central or Center, whatever it is, Centerville across the map, on the parallel.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've been wondering too. I was actually asking the other night for people to check that out for me.
Oh, I was looking. I don't have like a precise bearings or anything. I know it's somewhere along the 41st parallel, but I was just looking. If you go due across, I mean, you cut Greece in half, you cut Italy in half, you go right into Turkey, northern Iraq, where some shifty things are, and you just work your way into Central Asia. It's very interesting how it all works. How it's all maybe connected, but there's certainly some sort of crazy energy vortex, some sort of portal, perhaps. I'm not too sure. I don't know what's going on, and even you, the guy who has discovered all this, even you don't know how or why exactly it's happening. But it seems to be, it's the thing about this Mandela effect. Stupid name, but thing about it is there's obviously like big mainstream ones, but it gets personal with you. Like it dips right into your realm, you know. And as me and Ceiling Fan, I think we were talking earlier on the phone how in Revelations it talks about how you'll have like not just the whole world will get deceived. It's not just one thing that deceives the whole world. Like everyone will be deceived on their own level. You want to touch on that a little bit? Because I think that's more true than anything.
No, you said it perfectly. Satan has got something for each one of us. Because that's the thing. It's like once we stopped watching television and all the mainstream stuff, and we ended up here, well, we'd be foolish to think that they're not going to be here, and they have been, and on and on. I mean, I've dealt with it. Brian's dealt with it. Jen's dealt. Everyone's dealing with it, and it's just part of the growing experience here. And so each one of us is get our own personal deception to mess with us, maybe more than one, obviously. And it's targeted for us. And we just have to continue to use our best discernment. And I believe that comes from your gut and your heart because they're messing with our mind.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% there. What do you got, Jen?
I just agree with him 100%. The deception goes far and wide, and there's something for everybody. But I have a phone call coming in, guys. Let me just mute out for a minute. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. You're good. And that's just totally crazy. That's how Brian started my day off. He threw that on me, and I was like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah, so that's something. That place you're from, Brian, it's so wild. What's going on? And then don't even forget, you forgot to mention. I know it's not completely connected, but where your mom lives, like the Germans bombed there and stuff. So it's like everything is targeting around you, the stuff that you're discussing.
Well, that's what I was saying before. Like there's main ones, but then there's ones that'll just show up just to fuck with you personally, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, who covers the German attacks? Affects more than me and Jen. I mean, we always talk about that. And then all of a sudden there's another attack on U.S. soil. This time they've torpedoed U.S. soil. And it just so happens it's this small town of 4,000 people, and it's the beach in my mother's backyard. Like, you literally look out the window, and you can see where it is. Like, come on, man.
And they're set up in a way where, like, you could go ask a historian about these events, and they laugh you out of the building, you know?
Yeah, yep.
I think it's set up purposely like that so that when you do show that these things are changing, and they're changing with significant events, not just like, oh, a green leaf fell off the tree today, not a yellow one. You know, they're a lot more significant than that. Like, these are almost history changing events for whatever the history they gave us is worth, and yet people still are in active denial. You know, that's the part that is very appalling to me. And we saw this whole active denial update thing really ramp up right before the CV drop, right before that March. I was noticing stuff all throughout the November of 2019. AFK people were literally blinking out, man. They were blinking out. I'd ask them a Mandela question, they start blinking, then get angry. I'm like, yo, like, what the hell is going on? Like,
they still get angry. There's still a lot of people that get angry when you try and bring it up. It's crazy.
Ceiling Fan, you are muted, buddy.
I'm having a show for myself. No, that whole thing that they talk about, you know, the veiling and stuff over your eyes, like literally people that don't see the world the way we see it, like you said, Steve, they just immediately like shut down and get angry. And when you see things like what you're presenting, Brian, and stuff, and like for instance, Black Tom, nobody I know has ever heard of that, and I never heard of it before you mentioned it. And then what do? Oh, the backstory is, well, it was right around time of talking to this other thing, so we didn't want to bring it up or something. You talked about it, Brian, but like the backstories are so stupid that we look at it and go, how can anyone believe that? And then you realize it's this whatever's coming out of these screens, this programming is just like downloading weird stuff to where they don't see it.
They're coming full force. Big Think just did a video today. I'm going to address it tonight. I'm going to do a stream on Rockfin tonight. The science of misremembering. Now, here's the thing. Like we just talked about people glitching out and stuff, right? And Truth is glitching out with this. Big Think is the same organization that has put out 1 million flat earth hit pieces, 9/11 hit pieces, and all sorts of bullshit. Yet they'll put out something on how this is misremembering the Mandela effect. It says Mandela effect right in the article, and they got Pikachu as the fucking thumbnail, right? The two versions of Pikachu. But the large majority of the so-called truth community they will side with the big think on this and say the Mandela effect is just misremembering, and let's believe science. Let's go back to believing science, Steve. Science is going to tell us how the mind works, right? They wouldn't have it to misconstrue how memory works and where information comes from.
You know, I was having a discussion with someone the other day about science and how we probably shouldn't be trusting science, but they went through, I mean, you know, the K through 12, they did the college and all that. So they weren't really feeling it on that level. But you know what I started showing them, or producing just like some of the old building stuff and the architecture stuff. And even the science people, they have a hard time grasping. You know what they go right for? I'll be like, so you think science this, science that? I'm like, what about, you know, the people back in the year 6 who had donkeys that were making the Great Pyramids and whatnot? You know what their instant answer is? Aliens. I thought that was interesting. Aliens did it. Aliens, some superhuman race that came here and just aren't around anymore. And I looked at her and I was like, you're right. You know, they are aliens. Go look up the definition of alien. Someone who's foreign to basically us, you know, someone who's foreign to the population that you're fucking from, you know. I mean, someone who's from Florida might be considered an alien. You know what I'm saying? So she's right on that scale, but I just think it's really funny how when you complicate the minds of big science, they go right for the most, I mean, left field answer you could even think about, you know? And it's becoming more normalized. I mean, 10, 15 years ago, you wouldn't hear scientists saying aliens were real. You know, they would just say that, you know, we were just some random mistake and there's no other life. Now they're out here, aliens this, aliens that.
Why they're doing that?
Kim Ray.
It's because flat Earth is blowing up and they can't stop it. So now they're really going to pump their alien agenda like it's real. Like disclosure. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've been seeing a bunch of that stuff too. You know, CNN, we're going to release new documents. The Pentagon, we got more documents coming, you know.
Well, they seem like they started almost 5 years ago, and they had like some Navy pilot, and he had this grainy footage, and that was like the beginning. And then they asked Trump, and he was like, "Oh, I know everything. I might release it." It's just the same garbage over and over.
They all play the same thing. Obama said he was going to release it, and they released like one clip, you know, and it's something that's either not real or they're clearly not aliens. You know, it's just
we need Nicolas Cage. He has all the information apparently from all those movies, so he needs to release it.
Here, ceiling fan. Now you're in a laughing mood. Here, this is gonna make you laugh.
Okay, cool.
So you know how we talk about like the actual appearance of angels and whatnot. Not like you know, like angels who come down looking like just big beefy humans. I'm talking like the ones that are sitting in the throne room, the cherubim, the seraphim, the
ones with the eyes and all these weird things. Yeah.
So I don't know who's making these memes, but you're gonna get a kick out of this.
All right.
Because I was literally brought to tears this morning laughing.
Oh, nice.
And I know you'd appreciate it because we talk about some of this stuff. All right, let me get that out of here. Can you see this?
Yeah.
So it says what meeting a real life angel would be like.
All
This is way too funny. Check this out because it's so accurate too. Like the accuracy behind this is definitely unreal. This is the best.
Caillou, fear not. I am a wait. I'm a messenger from the Lord. Not a message. Hey, hold on. Let me finish. Okay, now that's too much. That kind of hurts my feelings.
It gets better.
Because you're good now. Me and that angel over there got a message to tell you, okay? Hey, what's up, bro?
Oh, that is fantastic. You have to send me that.
I thought that was too good.
That was really funny.
I was like, this is literally like
We talked about that all the
Right.
time. Every time someone, like when Jesus was walking on the water to the boat, they freaked out just like that. He's like, calm down. You just saw me. You know, I just fed you, right? Every time. And oh my God, that's funny. In fact, when they talk about Moses, he's up on the mountain and he said he didn't want God to say anything else because every word was terrifying.
Yeah, right. Just stop. Just stop for 5 minutes. I'm trying to write this shit down.
Well, when you read this, it says that there's going to be a day that men's heart will fail from fright, or fail from fright. Well, that would explain it. I mean, some crazy shit potentially you could see. That's hilarious, Steve.
Oh, dude, I thought that was great. I saw it this morning. I was like, I'm like, people in the chat are gonna love it, but I know Ceiling Fan Man specifically is gonna love it. Just good stuff there, man.
Great.
And like you said, we've talked about that before, and I just think it's funny at the end. It's like, all right, me and this other angel have something to say to you. Right as he chills out, he turns around.
It's the dog and the lion and
Right.
Oh my God. Well, that's just it. We're used to just whatever they've taught us is the real world we live in. And there's actually weird stuff that we can't explain on the other side of the veil that we've at least been awakened to. It's there, whether or not we see it all the time. But most of the people have no idea it's going on right around them. It's like that old Star Trek episode where the people were super fast and they couldn't tell they were there and they sounded like a little bug. That's like the world we live in. And by the way, for anybody, we are going to do our perspective tonight around.
Oh, yes. Definitely check that
6
out.
6 hours or so.
Yeah, I'll be around 9 Eastern and what's that, 6 your time?
6 West Coast.
I know Jen, I think she stepped away for a minute, but she'll be definitely check her out, guys, later. She'll be live, I think, at 7 my time. And
we'll all be live tonight.
Oh, you're going live too?
We can going in.
Sometimes there's nothing we can do. I think
I know. What time are you going on, Brian?
Like 8 or 9.
Is that East Coast?
Yeah, 8 or 9 East Coast time.
Okay.
Right. I'll be going only on Rockfin. I won't be doing YouTube tonight.
Okay.
I'm sure the subscribers know how to keep 2 tabs open at once. I think we'll be okay.
They'll find us.
Yeah.
If they don't, I'm sorry, but that's good stuff. But
yeah, and by the way, welcome over to Rockfin. I mean, I'm like everyone else. I hate the chat. I don't like the fact that I really can't cast it on my TV. There's a lot of things I don't like about it, but I do like being able to talk about things and not have things taken down. And it's at least a nice alternative to get.
First time you went over there, you were so excited, jumping up and down, screaming, "Hoax, hoax, hoax!"
Oh God, yes. And I forget. You get into this pattern of being able to watch yourself, what you say, and then when you go over there, you realize you say whatever you want. It's weird. But yeah, and we know they're screwing with the numbers. Like I now have more people on Rockfin than I had on YouTube, and I've been on YouTube how many years? And I've been Rockfin 6 months or better.
Oh, the thing is with your YouTube, man, how many subscribers do you have? Are you still like in the 2000s?
Yeah, 2,300. I've had that probably for I don't know, forever.
I'm not jealous or anything, but I mean, like you have less subscribers than me, and every live stream you do blows my numbers out of the chart. So
none of these make sense. I used to get I'd get like 50 to 60 people watching live, and when the 2-hour show was over, it said it had been watched like 600 times. Now I get like 100 to 150 people, and it says it's been watched like 200-300 times. Like the numbers don't mean. I watched Awesome the other day, and I looked at the chat, and it said there was no one watching, and I'm like, well, I'm watching, and I refreshed it, and it said one person's watching. I was okay. Well, there's me, So it's like that, and they just send you analysts and say, hey, this is how many people. You have no idea. They just make it up.
Absolutely.
Did you hear what they gave me a strike for? Were you here for that?
I think so. What was your? From videos from years ago, right? Or that was Steve.
That was me.
Specifically, they gave me a strike while I was away. I still have 2 days left on the main channel
for what?
For an Alex Jones video, and the title said like Alex. Somebody better tell Alex Jones to get his information right or something. And just by looking at the title, I knew it was just like a residue video, right? It wasn't like, anything crazy. I went, dude, it was literally a clip I cut of him going, it's like that Disney movie, Snow White, mirror, mirror on the wall. And he goes on, and then I clipped in the clip where she says magic mirror from the movie, and I put it in a video. I didn't say a word. It's 48 seconds. They gave me hate speech for that.
Hate speech?
Hate speech.
You gotta love that.
And now there's a new thing because they keep sending us new guidelines, and there was a new one that because There was something I had a copyright strike on music or something. And so I went to argue it. And one of the things said, if we review this and find that you're wrong, then we have the ability to go back and review the rest of your channel. And if we discover that you're a repeat offender, we can take your channel down. I'm like, so now they make it so they don't want you to review their decisions. Because I think that's what they did to Jen, right? She had no strikes and they took her down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, whatever.
I had one strike and they terminated me midstream once. Took the whole channel down.
That's
on a
crazy.
channel with one strike. Yeah, it was a channel with like 4,000 subs at the time too.
Yeah, and I like to put music videos and stuff, and I put some music from, I don't know who was it, like The Who or somebody, and then it was blocked in like 10 countries. So like, what's the point?
Man, they suck. They fucking suck. That's the other thing too. When we need to break, like tonight, for instance. So first off, I'm on a strike on my main, so I don't even feel like doing the backup channels and everything. Like I have Rockman, I have people that subscribe. I want to go do that, but I want to break down a little bit of a video that the Big Think put out. I don't have to worry about anything over there. I can play the whole fucking video and analyze it and do what we should be able to do, a fair use breakdown of a video. But you really don't get fair use on YouTube. You get copyright strikes.
Every time. It used to, there was at least appearance of fair use. Now it's completely gone. So unless I use original music somehow, I can't, I mean, everything gets a strike.
But I do got to say one thing. You know, I do field people with the, you know, the features aren't what they should be as far as the chat work and the functionality and stuff. And hopefully they'll improve that. They have improved some other things, but the way that they have their system set up, I know not everybody on the outside sees it, but it is a beautiful system where with just one contribution to one channel from different people in the community, you only sign up to one channel. The way that their system works, they are doing well in compensating content creators so content creators can stay creating content. It's really working. It's a good plan. Some of you guys might not see it come totally to fruition yet, but as your channels grow, you'll see that it is a good, very good system that they have set up, rather than the way that something like Patreon is set up, where you have to subscribe to every channel that you want. Well, who has money to give everybody $5? You know.
But I would love if they would ever listen to make it so I could cast it on my TV. That's the main thing. I can't cast it, so we have to go to a computer and cast the. I used to be able to do everything from my phone with the YouTube. I don't know if there's any way they can link that.
There's not a way to cast your whole phone, not just the Rockfin app.
No.
You should cast the whole phone.
I can't, unless you want to send me something privately, we'll discuss it. Yeah.
I might be able to help you with that. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah, if we could figure out how to cast shows from our phone, I would.
What type of phone do you have?
Apple. Apple.
Okay. All right. I'll ask the iPhone people. We'll see. I'm sure somebody might know, or they'll just say, "No, he's right. You can't do it at all." I thought you could do it. Like
I think you're right, Brian. There's like an option.
Like AirPlay. Karen does it. Karen does it with her phone, and I think she can do it with Rockfin.
Okay. I'm sure we're not alone. Maybe there's probably people in the chat that don't know how to do it either, because I know that's one of the issues.
So Ceiling Fan.
Yes.
Marika says you can do it with the Fire Stick if you have a Fire Stick.
What kind of TV do you have?
What does that look like? I don't know. Big plasma, whatever. It's old, but it has links for all this stuff. I can cast the other stuff.
So
I can cast Amazon or YouTube, but not.
So you got the iPhone, you said, right?
Yes.
So you know this screen here where all your options are?
Yeah. Here, there's mine. Okay.
You see that?
Sorry, everyone. Unless somebody in the chat, maybe you need this too. So let's see.
No, everybody wants to hear this actually, because there's other people that want to do this. This is good.
All right. So I'm on. Let me get to that screen. Hang on. Doesn't even. Okay, I'm on it. See, I'm on it.
So you see the two squares right there?
At the
two
top?
squares, two rectangles right there. Right. Do you see that on your screen or no?
Yes, I do, sir.
So that's called screen mirroring, and you just tap that, and your TV should pop right up, and you just slide it in there.
The whole phone doesn't matter what app.
Yeah, you could be. Yeah.
Hang on a second. It's doing something. It's scrolling.
So
okay.
It's probably just searching.
We understand. Old ass men in technology. We understand it.
Sorry, my glasses fall down quite a bit, so I have to show.
So what was it to witness? What was it like to witness the mud flood in person?
The guy was on vacation. I didn't realize I had a vacation too. I didn't have to hear him. He sent me that great picture of him and Marika in front of the central, whatever the name of that town is anymore. And so I was like, that's a great shot. I think if I crop you on the left, I can have that as my lock screen.
Crop me out, right?
Yeah.
Leave the pretty woman and crop me out.
That's right. I'm glad you had a good time, both of you. So.
I had a great time.
That's good.
All right, well, I'll work on that. Thank you. I hope anybody else needed that, other boomers or whatever we want to call yourselves, needed that help, because maybe if that'll do it, then that's great, because that is one of the biggest complaints that we have.
I was going to say, yeah, just try tooling around with that, and then in your settings, there should be a screen mirroring, like, little icon or, tab. You hit that, and I'm sure you could adjust.
There must be something.
settings.
It's still scrolling around, so I'll look through it, but at least I know the button to look for, so
Yeah.
I'll work on it.
Make sure the television is on too. That might help.
Yeah.
But,
oh my God, these are my friends.
Well, no, I'm just
I know.
suggesting. It's not going to work the other way. But,
Thanks, Stephen.
Real quick, shout out to how many people have been there? We got 14 subscribers
100.
in the Rockfin already. So shout out to that. I know we got 100 here in the chat. So that's good shit.
And hold on, because Rockfin, you don't need to be signed up. Like, if people don't know, like, there are premium streams, so you do need to sign up to at least one channel to access those. But like last night, I did a free stream. There's a lot of free stuff to follow Steve and have an account. Well, you don't need any money. So with only 14 followers, but 100 people here, I know there's more than 14 people that already use Rockfin in this chat. So let's get it popping and get that following number at least to like 50 before the show's over. The link is pinned at the top of the chat, and I put it in my Telegram, Steve, and I'll make a video when we get off the air too.
I saw that. I appreciate that too, big time. But
so both my wife and my phone just keep saying, it's waiting, whatever. It's not connected to that TV. So after hours, maybe I'll contact you, Steve. We'll try to figure it out. But other people are having the same issue, then they're happy that we talked about it, I guess.
All right,
DJ's same thing, yeah.
We can definitely figure it out, but I mean, worst case scenario, you just gotta watch it on the tab, which I mean isn't too bad. But I understand like trying to chill out and watch it on TV. So we'll definitely have to dig into that a little deeper and see if we can.
It works, dude. I know Karen does it. Ceiling.
No, I believe you. I'm sure it's just my age and my lack of technology.
It's your age and your eyes and
yeah. You know what? I had an old computer guy that used to tell me that he said the problem that we were having lies between what was it, the chair and the keyboard.
Hell yeah! But either way, guys, thanks for the support over there. And like I said, I'm gonna be doing more streams over there a lot sooner than later. Probably the next stream I do is gonna be at 100% over there, maybe 50% on YouTube. So,
and my TV is Christian South Jersey Kill It. Yes, it's only forecasting. We just watch our 1A auditors and all these shows and stuff. Occasionally throw a stupid movie on, but that's it. The rest of the time it's off. And a lot of times it has a sheet covering it, so they can't watch us through that screen.
Yeah.
They can just not watch from this one, or this one.
Right in here.
To the people that are saying YouTube will only let you go up so far in the chat, if you look at the top of the chat, it's pinned and highlighted. Steve's Rockfin link is there as well.
Yeah, it's in the chat again, just on the bottom for anyone who can't seem to figure that out. So it's there at the bottom. But yeah. So real quick, Brian, how does all that work? So I signed up, right? But if someone signs into you or up through you, they get me as well, or do we
They get
have to
everybody.
figure that?
It doesn't. They get everybody. So anybody that's already signed up gets every channel of everybody. So you basically think of it like Netflix, right? Don't really think of it like Netflix.
So it's like a
Think of it-
subscription for the thing where
That's
we
it.
do the premium,
Right.
but they can view us for free if we choose. Okay.
Yeah. So you choose every stream you do. You set it up premium or free. If it's free, anybody in the world can watch it. They don't even need an account to watch it. They can just
Okay.
click a link. They actually changed that. You don't even need an account to watch. If it's a free stream, you just click it. But if your stream's premium, the people that want to watch it have to be signed up through the platform, but they only sign up through one channel. So people can choose who they want to subscribe through you, through me, through Ceiling Fan Man,
Right.
through Jen. whoever they want, but it all unlocks the exact same content. It just chooses who they want their $10 to go through. It gets a little more complicated than that because out of the premium streams, there is a little bit of incentive where if people watch your streams more than others, there's like a little bit side pool of money where you can earn a little more if for viewer retention, basically. I don't know exactly how the algorithms break it down, but there's a little bit of that going on. But basically, the way to think about it is the $10 a month that you use to subscribe to Rockfin, you choose the channel, and you can change it too. If say you chose me and you thought I wasn't putting out enough content, or you wanted to support somebody else, you could switch that at the end of the month and just switch over to a different person.
That's cool. So
are you begging for subscribers down there?
No,
What are you doing?
I was just trying to be comedic effect while you're going over the rules of Rockfin. That's what I do.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. So rather than like you said, Brian, it's not like everyone has $10 a month for everyone, like a Patreon type deal. But this is just like $10 for the platform for the exclusive
it's much
stuff.
better idea.
So
you get everybody.
That's
you get everybody,
cool,
and then in the meantime, the way it compensates people, it works out, And I know a lot of people don't like it because the crypto aspect of it, but at some point you're gonna have to learn how to do that shit because they're gonna force it upon us in so many ways. So the fact that they pay me in that, it don't bother me at all. It's easy enough to cash it out. I even have a BitPay card. I can take the crypto, put it on the card, and convert it to US dollars for free, and then there it is.
You're gonna have to help me with that too, but maybe another day.
Yeah. The good thing with it is you can choose when you want to cash it out. So if the crypto market's low, you just fucking hold it. I'm holding some of mine right now, and I'm just waiting for it to go up, and it's going to be higher than when I got it. So I'm actually going to make extra because of that. If you can be patient,
Yeah.
Right. It seems like it's a great long-term plan for everyone, viewers and channel makers as well. So that's good stuff.
And when I'm using it now, like I'll put my shows, even if they start out premium, I eventually just turn them all free. The live streams I do. However, when I make a music video that takes me a while to put together and I put it on YouTube and they take it down in 20 minutes. So now I'm just posting those on Rockfin and keeping those premium because if you want the little extra content, well, there it is. So,
and you know what else you could do? Everybody has a game plan for whatever works best for them. And I know all of us want to get the information. We all have the motives are in the right place. All four of us want to get the information to the most people possible, but we're also realistic where we're trying to make something so we can continue to do this. But also, we wouldn't even be pushed into this corner of trying to make something so we can continue to do this if they didn't throw the fake Rona on us and they didn't start censoring us on YouTube. Every single person on this panel right now would love to go on Google Hangouts, just hit go live and stream to one platform and be fucking done with it. You think we want to deal with all of this?
The good old days, brother.
We don't want to do that, but we're forced to do it, so we're fucking doing it. So don't get mad when we're fucking bouncing around to different platforms and we're saying, fuck YouTube, or fuck this. I know what I do. For anybody, I don't even know how people could complain about this. I do a lot of live streams where I'll start them on the multi-stream. And like you were saying with Jen earlier, if we're going to get into this and that, we'll wait till we get to the Rockfin side. We'll cut the multi-stream. That's exactly what I've been doing. But other things I'll do, if I'll do a Rockfin premium stream. So that means the people that want the live stream for that night, they have to be subscribed to Rockfin, whether it's through you, me, or somebody else. So yeah, that's something to help boost my subscribers. But in the meantime, I put that same video on Odyssey, where it's not censored either, the next day for free for everyone. So they have nothing to complain about. There's that's it, and people, you don't have to do that. I'm just suggesting this.
I like that. That's what I was going to do, brother. That seems to be the most.
But see, once again, that same thing. Like, that's a great idea. And I have Odyssey and I was moving things over, but it doesn't go automatically for me. I've tried several times. So it's one more step I have to do, and I don't get around to it. And then mine don't go up there. So it's very
mine
difficult.
Don't go automatically either. I told them not to do mine automatic. I'm talking.
Well, I'm just saying I'm going along with what you're saying, Brian. It's very difficult as a content creator to not only make content and research the content you're going to talk about, but then put it on 10 different platforms and make sure you cut it here and take it down here. I mean, even starting, the reason I have all these beginnings before my show actually starts is I put in that clapping mainly so I could go over to Rockfin, wait 20 seconds so I can hit go live. Because if you don't do that, it doesn't go on Rockfin.
Right.
And you can't do that if you're streaming and talking to someone. So it's very difficult to do all these little hats flying around on plates at one time, but we do it. and we're having a struggle just like the people in the chat. So
yeah. And I do encourage everybody to do their Patreon and everything too. If you can do something unique with that, like I do the Patreon streams the way I do, that style of stream, I let people come on the show. We have fun. They stay private. I continue to do that. Why? Even though it's gone down a lot since Rockfin's got going, I have way less Patreons. But who knows which one of these platforms is going to pull the rug on me? I'm not out here waving the flag for Rockfin saying they'll never censor us. It happens every time after a few years, right? It happens every time. So we have to stay on the go. We have to do what we do and don't put all your eggs in one basket. So I'm not telling anybody to walk away from their Patreon. Don't walk away. They canceled all my PayPal accounts and my Venmo accounts all in fucking one move. Okay, so they keep chopping the legs out from under me in all these ways to try and survive. Yeah. So you got to keep your hand in a few different baskets, guys. But right now, I do like the way that the Rockfin is set up for us. And the most important thing is they haven't censored anything. Not only did I put all my 9/11 stuff up, right? But I mean, you know the type of titles I would put on some platforms like know this, know that. I'm not going to say it on your YouTube channel, Steve, but, you know, empty buildings, this, that, and the other thing, right in the title. And not only does Rockfin not take it down, they send out fucking emails promoting my 9/11 videos, showing the thumbnail on the empty towers with that in the title. Everybody's getting an email, dude. I'm like, wow, this is fucking pretty cool, you know?
That's awesome, dude. And that's kind of what we're looking for. And something that I've always wanted to do that YouTube definitely wouldn't allow us to do is like breaking down movies, which obviously you get a copyright strike for, and music as well. I can't wait to start dipping into some of the music.
So think about that dynamic. That adds a whole new dynamic. So if you appreciate
hours of
Steve,
shows
right now, and if you haven't signed up to Steve yet on Rockfin, and you haven't signed up to Rockfin, subscribe through Steve right now, and you're going to get Steve's going to be unleashed. Steve's going to be able to break down those movies and stuff like that. And I know you'd be excellent at that stuff. You can't do that on YouTube. So what do? No. You just completely avoid it. Like when that Criminal Minds thing happened, right? And they buried the Mandela effect. I had to like provide everybody with like a download link, tell them to watch it on their own, and then go over it after based on the idea that my whole audience took their homework assignment and watched it. Whereas I would have rather broken it down on the air. It would have been way better. It would have been an epic show, but I wasn't able to do that. Now I can do that.
That's what I'm looking forward to. Like, honestly, some of the shows are definitely going to be a little lengthy, but there's just that's one thing I've always lived by, man, is they're not going to tell you the truth in the history books or the news, but music, kids shows, regular shows, movies, commercials, you know, that's where the real gravy's at, you know. And it's that way for a reason, guys. It's that way so you're like, oh, that's stupid, you know, that's just a TV show, but in reality, you know, they're giving us nuggets of truth that are going to get missed unless someone points them out. And I mean, I got like hundreds of movies and shows and songs in my head that I'm eager to break down, you know.
Yeah.
So,
but what about like with me too, with Mandela Effect, dude? I have totally avoided doing a Wizard of Oz or Star Wars video breaking down those movies because they'll fucking bury me with a copyright strike instantly. No way.
There's certain companies and they I don't know how they do it through bots or whatever, but like I used a long time ago, I used like, I don't know, 10 seconds of Beatles music. That stream got taken down. It's just like it's really hard. That's why I use just little 5-second, 10-second clips a lot of times that get by, you know, because it's ridiculous. And who can do that? Who can talk the way they want to break something down if we got to dance all the time, you know?
Dude, I did the 9/11. I did that show with Karen on Rockfin, 9/11 anniversary. It's like 5 hours, dude. It was great, man. That show, that's probably the best show on Rockfin right now. I think that show.
You know what I'd like to do with you, Brian, is maybe on Rockfin. If you can do just like, I'll go over it with you privately. Some of the greatest hits of the things that woke me up, because that video that you did, that's when you changed my life. Where the thumbnail showed the Twin Towers and you could see through them. And just that picture made me just took my breath away. And I watched that video, and I remember I had to watch it in moments. I had to get away from the TV and sit down and catch my breath, because it really is shocking when you realize it's all fake that comes off of these screens. And so if we could do some breakdown that's a shorter one, that's not a 5-hour marathon, I really do think that message, there's new people showing up. and that you know.
Whatever you want.
Okay, all right. We'll deal with that soon. That'd be great. Okay,
that's good
Yeah.
stuff.
So let me just tell people, because I've told people on my channel, but you guys definitely have some different followers and definitely relevant to this. I will also be on the Great Reset conference that Martin Liedtke is putting out on April 16th. I'll be on the roundtable with Jen, and I don't know if I'll be speaking otherwise than that, but definitely I will be part of that Great Reset conference that he's hosting in the UK. So I'll be on there to talk Mandela effect and whatever else, and put some minds together and just whatever.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I was thrilled to see the two of you were in it. That made me so happy. My wife and I saw that commercial, so that's fantastic.
Super exciting. I noticed the
And,
trolls.
we're probably going to do a show this week.
The trolls started hitting me hard once that was announced too. It was like as soon as that got announced, I started getting slammed.
That's what happens, you know.
Yeah. Oh well.
And I should be
in the
doing a
shadows.
show with Martin this week. I think maybe Wednesday we're going to hook up. I'm not sure on the day yet, but this week we're going to hook up probably on his channel to do a show. And if you guys haven't seen it, we did a really kick-ass Awakening interview. I think it was My Awakening episode number 35 or so with me and Martin a long time ago. You guys should definitely check that out. And I know.
Do you have any new ones coming up, Brian? Because honestly, that's one of your strengths is your interviewing. Those are great. I love those. You got any new ones coming up?
It'd probably be a few weeks because I got a lot of Mandela Effect interviews on different shows that I got like 3 of them lined up, along with all the stuff I'm doing with Karen and everything. And I'm not really sure who I want to make the next one yet, so I don't have anything planned. But probably before I go to Florida, I'll try and get one in.
Good shit. Good shit.
Yeah. I love doing those because it it brings out all sorts. Like, just think of all the different information from all the different people that looked into so many different things. And then it also, a reason I do it, more often than not, it's people that I know would have a good voice and are really smart, and I'm like trying to get them to open up and be motivated to kind of do their own show, and let's get more and more people speaking truth and get everybody's perspective on it. So the Awakening interviews, I think, have been kind of a bridge to get people into getting ready to do their own live streams and stuff. So I want to continue to do that. So I think I'm going to go with somebody with I actually do have somebody in mind, and I don't want to announce the person yet. I haven't even talked to this person. Somebody with a smaller channel. It's definitely somebody with a much smaller channel, and really want to put a spotlight on them a little bit. I love
well, that's what's good too, man. Because when we did our interview and I did mine on your channel, I mean that catapulted my YouTube channel from. I mean, I don't even think I was at 1,000 subscribers yet, and I mean since then I'm up 2,000 subscribers. We actually just cracked 3K, I think, a week ago, guys. So
nice.
While I was away, or while my channel was on the fritz, we still had people showing up, which is awesome. So great.
Yeah,
there.
Mm-hmm.
I love all you guys had on Awakening interviews. I thought, all 3 of them. My goodness, so good.
So, if anybody can send me the link for that promo for Martin's Roundtable with me and Brian in it, I haven't seen the latest promo.
You haven't seen it?
I can't seem to find it anywhere. Somebody's got to send it to me.
Yeah, I have it.
That's
awesome.
funny.
I can send it. I'll send it to you after.
That's funny.
That's good stuff. But all right, you guys want to take 5 minutes, or you want to hold it down while I step away for a sec?
I can take 5 minutes.
We can take
5
5.
Sounds good. I'll get some.
All right, guys.
So while everybody's waiting, follow SteveJMO on Rockfin. Maybe subscribe through his channel. What do you think?
Not a bad idea. The link is in the chat.
All right, I'll be right back.
I'll leave.
Yeah, send me that link, Brian.
And of the 101 people, wonderful people on YouTube watching, hit that like button.
Just like he said, guys. But we'll be right back. All right, don't go anywhere.
I just wanna live and dream, but nothing is as what it seems. And baby, it's making me crazy. just wanna fight and scream. There's nothing left for me to say. Fear shot to defeat the day. I know that I can control it, so it doesn't have to be this way.
I'm really sick of living, stuck and trapped in the system. You're just a brick in the wall, and I got my back up against it. I represent the resistance, they want me back up in prison. But I'm the master of my path, and I won't slack on my mission. You're lacking the vision, so I'm just gonna cut to the chase. They hide the truth in plain view, right in front of your face. I used to think the world was normal, but that wasn't the case. We're just some goyim on a hamster wheel, running in place. Turn up the bass, I grab the microphone, and all I do is rock it. This little light of mine, I let it shine, and you can't stop it. But there's nothing these corporations just won't do for profit. This fake-ass world that we live in is sick, it's truly toxic. If you don't see it that way, okay, then keep talking. Don't bump into that wall while you're sleepwalking. The alarm is going off, I hear it beep often. I'm at the double doors of truth, I'm gonna keep knocking.
I just want to live and dream, but nothing is as what it seems. And baby, it's making me crazy. I just want to fight and scream. There's nothing left for me to say. Fear shot to defeat the day. I know that I can control it, so it doesn't have to be this way.
I refuse to just go quietly into the night. There's forces of darkness at work and they're restricting the light. I'm so fed up with the lies they tell us this isn't right. It's ODD TV, you best believe I'll get up and fight. This is my plight, I'll never let you cowards get the best of me. Took the red pill, now it's time to fulfill my destiny. Living like I'm Neo, dipping from my P.O. Dripping on me cause I am the one and he's a zero. Hot like a jalapeno, bringing heat that you just can't avoid. I call out bullshit and lies, they call me paranoid. People are just foolish, full of hate, they get angry. Point out the truth about reality, they label you crazy. Just a glitch in the system, you're a critical thinker. And no, they don't want that. Fuck them, give them the finger. I do it every single day with each and everything I say. I'm not living like a victim, it doesn't have to be this way.
I just wanna live and dream, but nothing is as what it seems. And baby, it's making me crazy. I just wanna fight and scream. There's nothing left for me to say. Fear shot to defeat the day. I know that I can control it, so it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. Doesn't have to be this way.
All right. Wow. That was a good little. You hear me? No. Oh, you know, it's my computer. Let me plug it in real quick. Ugh. How's that? You still hear that?
Looks, yeah, but it's quieter. Now it stopped.
That's strange.
Yeah,
my
it was really
computer is like running right now. I don't know why. I must have too many things open. I can close some of these out. All right. Oh yeah, I got my trading app open. It's taking like half of the data. That's nice. All right, the fan should stop in a second. Should stop. Might have to give her a second to cool down.
Steve, your awakening interview was one of the longer ones. We did 5 hours plus.
Did we? I think we did crank it. You know, I was trying to go for that photo helix time, but it didn't quite get there.
Yeah. You need to take a nap and come back to do that.
Good God. I know. Long live the legend, yo. That was a That was good stuff. Honestly,
That
anything
is
that
a lot of knowledge. That guy.
yeah,
has
I
a
would
lot
say
of
anything he was on was always worth re-listening to. And I like how Awakened Saint every couple of weeks he'll just drop like a quick little 20-minute vid of the dude just on one of his rants, and I'm like, wow, I'm like, I remember this fucking show.
Yeah, I did a few shows with him. I did like a couple on his channel where he interviewed me. I had a really good time. Yeah, and I interviewed him. Anybody doesn't know we're talking about my Awakening episode, whatever it was with Photo Helix, who's no longer with us. I interviewed him for over 10 hours and 15 minutes. Like, it was really long. We got into everything. So I think I can interview people pretty good. So I enjoy interviewing people, and I get a lot out of them. I get people to really open up. So
You're a great interviewer. You really are.
You ask all the good questions that'll give someone takes them 20 minutes to answer the question, but I mean that's by design. You want the most in-depth answer you could possibly get,
Yeah,
that's what I like about that. And I hope everyone in the chat appreciates those, because I mean it's not
the next person I'm going to interview, I think, is going to be a woman too. I want to see more women speak out and more women make more channels too, because we need that as well.
That'd be cool.
There's a lot of guys in truth, a lot of women too, like Jen's here, Karen, a lot of strong women, obviously, but there's still, we could use more.
Oh yeah, all the time. And all right, where should we haven't really presented too much. We kind of just been beat bopping around, which is cool.
What are we talking about?
I don't think we've talked about anything.
I just wanted to do a live stream that we were back and showing people where we're going to be from here on out. So I think we covered that basis. But I mean,
I don't know. Sometimes it's just cool to just hang out, because it's what else,
People in the chat don't mind. I know that.
Yeah. Otherwise, they would have left, right? They're here because they want to hang out too.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean,
20 of them did leave. They went to go watch Gypsy Road instead.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Hey, but in all seriousness, one of the things that these shows actually do is help connect people in real life, because there's more of us out there. We just don't know each one of us are there. I
just met a dude who lives 10 minutes away from me.
Exactly.
We're gonna hang out a little bit.
There's more of us out there. No,
Sorry.
Hi, Jen. Jen's listening to the replay. No, but it's exactly. I think the same gentleman, he wrote to me and you got a hold of him, had a great conversation. Now you're going to actually meet him and hang out and maybe walk cemeteries together or something, whatever you do. So
I don't know about that.
Speak of the devil, and she's here.
I wouldn't call it that, but yes, Karen, and exactly. Now you have a place to live. I hear that, but you have a place to live that they don't hang Trump flags up. Probably one of the funniest videos, honestly, to this day, is when you had to go and show us that you were helping hang up a giant flag.
That was crazy. And we went there the other day. We got to go and we went and see my cousin Jay, and he's a really cool guy. He really is. He's a good guy. He's brainwashed, and he's
just how the universe trolls you that you had to be the house that they were hanging
out of all things. We're over here burying Q and Trump and talking about my cousin, and then he's asking me to help hang a fucking, not just the Trump flag.
I remember that video, dude. It was so funny.
I know. I tell you,
that thing was huge, dude. They could have draped that thing over the green monster, Steve.
Do you still have that? Because just the expression on your face when you're like,
oh,
you can't
dude, I
believe
probably have it, dude. Dude, you want me to look? You guys talk. Well, I'll look. I'll go look in my Odyssey. It's probably there, dude.
Oh, your facial expression was just classic.
Dude, I just got put in a lot of situations in the last couple of years. These fucking flights and these people in California. My cousin in his Trump flag. What about the Uber guy that when COVID, the word we can't even say?
I know.
I mean, oh goodness, when it first started, this guy was like. What was the word he used to tell me that the governor's orders? But what was the word he said? And I couldn't get in his Uber car. I forget what the fuck he said. It was he was shouting something at me, and I was like, "But that ain't the law, bro." And he's like, I called him a bitch because he drove away with my arm in the window of the car.
That's awesome.
Look,
okay,
I was in a Waffle House not too long ago. I'm not proud of it, okay, but whatever. You know how they are with this whole thing, right? Okay, and it's like the tables. You know, they gotta put caution tape up where you can't sit because something might be over there that could infect you, right? So me and my husband sit down at the table and I'm like, okay, they're really concerned about the table being cleaned and all this crazy stuff going on. But the window right next to us that we were sitting next to had fucking handprints all over it and stuff. Like some kid was just wiping his snot all over this window. But nobody cared about that. It's just like, let's sanitize the table. It was crazy. It's just none of it.
Dude, I've been to a Waffle House. I've been to a Waffle House twice during this. Once with me, Mac, and David Weiss, and once with who was it? Me, Authentic Intent. I can't remember, but we went like twice, dude. I had a couple experiences in that. That food is nasty. I don't ever want to go there again.
And then now it's again more. It's just making us fight and more confusion.
Videos are on my channel too.
Because now what's that?
One at a time, please.
The video of both Waffle Houses. I have video of that on my channels. Stop cutting me off when I'm trying to promote my shit, dude.
Great, yo.
Yo, I'll fucking shank you, nigga.
Yo, we're not gonna
Ryan, you're such an attention seeker.
I love it.
Oh, man.
Take a breath.
So, the train's left the station. Where was it? Oh, I know. I found it. This confusion thing. So, like in Washington State, they've actually, the crazy train here went crazier than California. I didn't think it was possible. And so now when they made everyone think they were going to mandate this, that, and the other, and then they back it off and go, okay, now we're not gonna. But then they add, but basically, if you're a good human being, you should continue doing all these things. And so now it continues the fight here with, your family and your friends, whatever. Even though they've backed off, you still should do the things that we wanted to mandate. So it's more just confusion to make us fight each other. So like we went to Seattle the other day. I wanted to take Jeannie out for a nice dinner. And what happens? First place we went to, they want us to wear the thing on our face. And we're like, no. And we said, if we sit down, and they argued. So we left and we went to another one. And not only did they want to do the face thing, but they brought out a clipboard and they wanted to see some kind of passport thing. Said we got all the bites that we were supposed to have received by that moment. And so we left. And so like, I think 2 or 3, the third one, and we couldn't eat. The entire city of Seattle didn't want us. So even though they've lifted the restrictions, it's an individual basis. And so if a store or a restaurant wants to do it, they're doing it. And so we need to vote with our feet and our money and go somewhere else. But it's just, again, to continue to divide, to make us all
that's
fight
what I've
each
been
other.
doing. I've been putting pressure on these people because I feel like, up here they're already talking about taking the mandate off. But recently I've just been going into stores where I know that they're going to have an absolute fuck attack if I don't have a mask on, So I've been going in there just straight up, and putting the pressure on them. Like they go in there like needing $20 of gas, some Dutches, a couple drinks, couple other things. That's like a $50 transaction. You really want to lose that so I can just go across the street where I know I can go in there straight up because they don't care. And
so dumb. Some of them do that. One of them do that.
7 times out of 10, they'll just take your money, But I've had times where I still get turned down after that. I'm like, you guys are sad, bro. Like sad.
And you can change their mind. There was a store that my wife and I went into. This was months and months ago, and it's a really long store. And we walked all the way to the back counter, past the sign that said we had to put something on our face. And the guy was there kind of terrified, saying, you need to wear one of these. And we're like,
they're more scared than asking us. Yeah.
Right. And so, but I saw the product we wanted. It was right behind him. And so he started to argue with me. And I said, look, here's the thing. I could show you the paperwork that says there are exemptions, and we can have this discussion, and you can decide not to serve me. But you're in business. That product is what I need. I have money in my hand, and I can give it to you, and I could leave before we even take the time to have this discussion. And you know what he did? He turned around, he handed it to me, we bought it and left. And then we've been back at least 2 more times. We walk in, he's all smiles now. like behind this thing if he's wearing it. Sometimes he just takes it off with us, and then he knows who he likes us because that's why he's in business.
You know what you had to do? You had to remind him what it's like to be human. A lot of people has lost their humanity through this process.
That's part of covering the faces because now we don't see people.
Well, that's the thing, now
eyes without a face.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that song like gives me the chills, dude.
Look, yes.
Literally makes it so.
He says,
people
"Such a
don't
human
expect any
waste. You've lost your human grace in eyes without a face."
And back then we didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Now it seems so easy.
Oh, right. So crazy, dude. Like that whole song. There's a couple good lines in that song too that are like, holy shit. Let me look up the lyrics real quick.
I have the one part of it says, "Don't give me a call to tell me you're all alone at home," or something, because you remember they wanted everybody to be alone and separated.
Yeah, I got the lyrics.
I'm out of the loop, I guess. What song are we talking about?
Billy Idol.
Eyes Without a Face. You still have the video, Jen? The one we're not going to get taken down for, or no?
I don't know. I know the video I made on it, but I don't know.
That's the
He
one.
was some guy that he looked like he was a punk rocker. He had a couple of big songs they overplayed in the 80s because of the mind control. And he had this one where he would sing Eyes Without a Face, You Got No Human Race or something.
Got No Human Grace.
Grace, yeah.
Yeah.
It just, and the
It's
whole
easy
time
to
it was like,
receive.
you're like,
And then
why?
at
It
the
doesn't
end,
make
he
any
says,
sense.
At the end, he says, "And now it's getting worse." That's how he says it at the end.
Yeah, that's the end
so
of the song,
fucking creepy. Do I have it? I don't know.
Send
I'd
it
have to
right
look.
to me. Oh, I'll bring it right up because that shit's crazy.
You were listening to Bon Jovi. That's why you missed it, Brian. Some of us
I
listen
mean,
to others.
maybe I know it when I hear it. And
No,
I'm
you
sure you
will.
do.
You will.
There's no way you couldn't have heard this song.
You know what I want to?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go. Mine's unrelated.
I was just gonna talk about ripping my shirt off and belting the song out. So it's
hey.
Well, you gotta cut your hair all
Even
spiky
better.
too, and put on a leather vest. I think he wore that, and he'd sing in like
Then you gotta
funeral
curl your
homes.
lip up. You gotta curl
Can
your
you guys
lip
give
up.
me minutes so I can you give me a minute so I can go downstairs and ask Ted if he has a leather vest I can borrow?
Absolutely, I'm sure he does. It's probably in that closet that's closed and locked. Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
God.
didn't he sing in like a funeral home, Jen? Wasn't there a video where he was singing around like, I'm trying to remember, but like around caskets or something? He had really weird visuals.
You know what's
in those.
interesting? I don't want to cut you off, but Karen B just commented "White Wedding." Listen
Yeah.
to those
No,
lyrics.
that one. It's a not standing for a
It's a
white
reset song.
wedding.
You can't stop Brian singing. You just let him go.
Come on, man. I like the white wedding. We can rock out the white wedding.
I'm telling you, read the lyrics to that song. It's a reset song. It's a song about the resets. And how
Really? Yeah, see, I haven't
Take a listen
seen that
to it.
one in forever.
Martin Leckie put me onto that, and I was like, let me give it a listen. And I listened to it. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, shout out to Martin. He came into my chat and I didn't even see him. Apologize. So whatever.
Yeah, I told you we had a VIP. Half hour later, he's like, oh, who is it? I'm like, well, he left.
Oh, oops.
It was good stuff though. He was
I need
he
better
was-
glasses. That's what Brian says.
I think you got to get a better butler. Oh, I didn't say that.
You're gonna need a
Ooh.
bigger boat, that's for sure.
That true, yeah.
Any way you slice it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you can still stand up with your frail hips and all.
Oh, listen to you. Don't get me started, Centralville boy.
Look at it. It's listen, it's Centralville now.
Yeah.
You didn't even know anymore. Now you got to make all new videos on the old videos.
Please direct me to the people. Please direct me to the people that do know, because I don't think.
I know, right? But see, that's another thing. If anybody goes on a stream and says, I know everything, listen to me. Well, don't, because none of us fucking know anything. We're all figuring out together.
Don't know much. In the big
whole
picture, we don't know much, but we're trying to get there.
Right. That's the whole point of getting
We
together.
know a hell of a lot more than the people that don't try.
He sings all the time in the shower.
Who, me? We're talking about me?
I'm reading the
Yeah,
chat.
of course
man.
we're talking about you.
Oh, I don't know. I'm talking about Ted. I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were talking about you. I thought you were talking. Are you talking about Ted or Brian, Karen?
About Ted's leather vest. Maybe Ted wears his leather vest in the shower.
No, someone sings in the shower. We're gonna find out. Deep dive tonight.
Exclusive here on the SteveJMO channel. Who sings in the shower? Do they wear a leather vest?
Out of the shower. She's saying I sing out and about, like not in the shower.
Well, okay. In my defense, she's saying I can't read, but she wrote "showered" with a T. So there. Nana, Karen.
Oh,
I didn't know if I was like belting tunes out up here and people could hear me down.
That would be funny. You're in the shower, and that's what I just pictured. I picture you in the shower, and everyone can hear. Oh, we're halfway.
That's what I'm saying. I don't do that. I'm trying to take that picture of me, silly.
All right, fine. Were you doing something, Steve? We're running out of banter we can do now.
We get an echo over there. I don't know what that's.
Jen replays the show through her phone.
That's okay.
No, it wasn't me this time. I'm looking.
So
for
what is that thing that you guys are going on? When are you guys going on that Flat Earth British thing?
Oh, it's April 16th.
Yeah, the day before Easter, April 16th, Saturday. Do you want to play the promo? I mean, we could play the promo.
Nah, we're okay.
Oh, whatever.
Okay.
Well, I can put the promo. What's it on?
I'm sending you.
You guys got a lot of people here in the chat. You guys got any questions for anybody on the screen? Throw them in there. Put in caps and we'll look at it, or we'll try.
I love caps.
I did. Being that it was a Valentine's Day, I did a favor for you and the missus, because we don't want her to have to clean up on Valentine's Day and stuff. So I sent you a box of Depends.
That's awesome.
All right, Steve, I'm sending it to you in a Facebook message. The Eyes Without a Face video I made.
That's what we were doing. Okay.
It's just.
Where in the UK? Where's in the UK?
Who are you addressing?
I don't know. KB asked where in UK.
So the video, the promo video will say the locations that he's going to be at in the UK, in Wales, if we play the promo.
Yeah, because there's going to be people actually there, and then you and Brian like video from US.
Live stream guests.
Did you send Steve the video? Or do I need to do it?
You send him your video of the conference. I'm sending him Eyes Without a Face, if I can get my messenger to work.
All right. And okay, Steve, I sent you the promo. If you want to put it up, you can go ahead. That'll answer everybody's questions.
Okay.
And there's also a link under the video with like a link to a website with like tour dates and stuff, because they're doing like a whole book tour leading up to it. So if you guys want more information.
Can we comment on the video as it plays?
No, just mute out for 5 minutes, please.
Fine.
Somebody get this guy a muzzle.
Oh, whatever.
We tried. They don't make them that big.
Yeah. Wow.
Hey, I didn't hack the computer. The link was sent to me. Just saying.
Oh my gosh, I love you.
Oh,
Plus, I wouldn't even know how to hack a computer. I barely know how to turn the.
Yeah, you don't even know how to cast the fucking. Phone.
No, exactly.
But we're not worried.
Well, let him play his video. Stop talking, Brian.
This isn't my video. I was gonna say this is the pretty much the live stream promo video. So everyone check this out, and we'll check back in a sec. And don't comment.
Hey up everybody, it's Jade here from Future of the Past. Just wanted to say how excited we are and we're looking forward to meeting you guys on this Holy Grail of the Great Reset Flat Earth British UK Tour 2022. Look forward to meeting you all. We're going to be going around some amazing cities. We're going to be seeing some old world buildings, some mudflood buildings, some antiquitech, some frequency centres and much more. Super excited, can't wait. Look forward to meeting you, and we also have special guests along the way as well, which is going to be super exciting. So yeah, let's raise the vibrations of this place. Let's all get together and bring some good energy and some good vibes, and yeah, just have an amazing time. Okay guys, see you later.
Hello, didactic, autodidactic. And when I read, I like to look at letters on pieces of paper, especially letters that make words. And some of the most interesting words I have found lately have been in a book, and not just any book, but The Holy Grail of the Great Reset by Martin Leakey. And I do recommend that you go out and pick yourself up a copy. It will enlighten your Brian. And for an extra bit of enlightenment, you can also grab The Holy Grail of the Flat Earth, also by Martin Leakey. So run out and get yours now.
All right, so that's pretty cool. It's all the information that you should need. And
there's a link, Steve. If you look under the video that I sent you, the YouTube video, there's a link if you might want to put that in the chat for more information for people for like tickets and tour dates and stuff. It's all in that one link. It brings you to a website that somebody set up. I think Holistic Media actually set up that link.
I got it right here. I'll throw that in the chat. You guys check that out for sure. Uh-oh, might be too long.
So I can do it. I'll tiny URL it and do it. I'll do it. Just give me a second. I'll take care of it.
And Jen, are you here? Okay, she's out for a minute.
Yeah, so that should be good, man.
I'm
And
here.
that should be good. And obviously, I'll be talking a lot of Mandela effect, I'm sure, and it'd be good to talk to a large audience of people that maybe aren't. I think a lot of them know that it's real or whatever, but they're not really into it as much. Like, and really lay out some things, and we could all connect some dots too. A lot of great.
The Mandela topic ties right into the whole reset topics. I mean, we're finding more resets and more Mandela effects, like as the days tick on. And I mean, old world stuff has a lot of roots in Germany, and I mean the Mandela effect.
Yeah,
it's just rapid fire out of there, brother.
Yeah, man.
Exactly. There was a question. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna repeat something I said earlier about, like I said, I think that this a lot of this stuff is coming into this reality incrementally, and I think there's a lot of interesting things to look at when you put all this together.
Oh yes.
Well, no, I agree with that too, Brian. Because if we think of this as, say, the terms of a toroidal field, we're compressing, so we see more Mandela, whatever, quantum Mandela effect, whatever you want to call it, happening, and we're seeing a lot more of things changing and history changing and all that exponentially as we get closer to whatever this reset is. But there was a question for you in the.
Why I was telling Steve, if anybody missed it earlier, like I postulated a theory to him a couple weeks ago about go back and keep checking the photos of some of the stuff that you've already looked at, that your photos, and see if you see it like updating, getting any like what would look like renovations, because I do think that right now we're seeing the stuff creep in. It's going to get a lot more prevalent, but before it all gets more prevalent, I think the stuff that we've already seen creep in, you'll see like additions and stuff get added to it. So it's interesting that you actually said you saw that now, Steve, maybe locally.
Yeah. I got a really big hunch because, on the side of the road is just a giant burnt looking effed up rock wall. And I would have definitely made note, like, oh, look, it's an arch indented into the stone, but I never made that observation or comment in the videos or the documentation videos I made. I would have zoomed in on it, and from what I can tell in the videos that I have, they're not there, but it's just so crazy, bro. You mention it, and then like snap of the fingers, baby. It's crazy.
And then Brian, I don't know, last perspective that Steve and I did, we chose Genesis 3, and it's because I was rereading it and this passage bothered me, because it used to talk about God talking to Satan, or the serpent, and told him that you he, meaning Jesus, will crush your head, and you, Satan, will bite his heel. In other words, Jesus has power over me, he'll win, and Satan's defeated. And now the passage not only says it calls Jesus Christ it, and now they both bruise each other in KJV. And that's where I sit. That's where I always read. And so the fact that it's changed and a few it hasn't, it's similar, that KJV now they're equally bruising. So it's a fair fight. And that freaked me out. So that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's a big one. Well, that's a big one. I actually done a video on that specific change because I showed that Rob Scuuba was affected on that one.
Yeah, I missed that because that really freaked me out when I reread it. And I'm like, wait a minute, this wasn't a fair fight. Jesus kicked his ass. Now they both bruise each other. And they called Jesus it.
Crush thy head and bruise thy heel. And now it's crush and crush.
And now Jesus, it's it instead of he. Yeah. God never did that. And no, there was never a writing where Jesus was called it.
And it talks about him being taken down off the cross and put in the tomb. And they say to take it off the cross and put it in the tomb. And that is just complete blasphemy.
Yeah.
Also,
nothing's happening, though. Nothing's happening.
Yeah, nothing's happening. RT has a question about where the red brick came from for the ancient buildings. I don't know where all this red brick came from, but clearly there was no shortage of it. That's for sure.
We've kind of surmised maybe they had a way of just making them there with the sand or something. They have a way of creating it. It's hard to say.
Much more advanced than what we have today.
Right. I mean, if they can take and somehow do like a 3D printing of a marble statue back in the day that we can't produce, you know, who knows the technology they had, but most likely I would think they were able to create them, because I don't see like where's the big drag marks and trail marks of them? Like they read up on the whole Mormon thing. They move like all these like gigantic stones to build these temples. That makes no sense. It's insane.
Yeah, they're definitely going to hide the past any way they can. And we have to try to back engineer it and figure out what happened. And it's not an easy thing to do. And we all have, different ideas and theories and stuff like that, and try to brainstorm it out between ourselves, because nobody else is going to give us this information. But yeah, they could have very well demolished these brick factories to hide them and stuff. There's just so much brick across the plain. It's incredible. It really is. You look at ancient Thailand, India, all those places, even their Buddha statues, once you get the molding off of it, they're all made of brick. I've shown it many times on my show. And
you know what, Jen, there's another thing. Like, what if we're in like a complete inception kind of scenario? Because the only way we can figure out how they've messed up with our past is by looking through internet searches and finding articles and stuff that they could have screwed with that too, just to sick us down some weird rabbit holes. And, there's a chance that we may never figure this out until it doesn't even matter, kind of thing. But isn't it weird? Like, it's really tough to say unless I've actually set foot on that area. I don't know exactly what that looks like. I'm just going off of the things I'm finding printed. And we know that books and pages can change from 100 years ago. So, yeah, it's a real difficult scenario, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But
Steve, I sent you that Eyes Without a Face. I finally got it to load for me.
Yeah, I got it up right here. So,
what can you play of it, though? I don't even know.
Oh, you should be fine. It's just the lyrics and a couple of things happening, like queuing and stuff in front of Walmart.
Oh, okay. So it's not him, this video.
No, this is Jen's personal video she made.
This is the one that Steve had stuck in his head forever once I first played it for him.
Yeah, because I walked around and that's all I saw. And I was like, wow.
Well, we're not going to sing Billy Idol, or what are we doing?
Well, it is Billy Idol.
Yeah.
But it's a slow one, Brian. It's not a rocker. But
it's got lyrics, too, so you could see the lyrics.
Are we going to have a sing?
Yeah, it's like karaoke.
Okay, cool.
All right, I'm going to let it rip. It's a little low. It's nothing I can do about it.
I made this like 2 years ago.
Exactly what the airports look like.
This is the airport one, yeah.
Yeah. That was the only one at 2 airports that didn't look like this. It's nuts.
The scene when I was the only one on the plane without a mask, and then I was sneezing because I had allergies one flight.
Oh, shit. Oh, they must have loved you. Oh, my God.
This is Atlanta Airport. This is Atlanta Airport.
Yeah, because they're doing that too. They make it so it's like you feel a criminal if you cough or sneeze. So now people are holding that in, and that's just as bad as putting these things on.
They state that aging shall be illegal in the Transhumanist Bill of Rights. Aging and getting sick are one and the same.
Yeah, well, that's the literal virus. They want to get rid of that.
Imagine that.
That's difficult to watch. It really is. I don't understand this world anymore. It's so bizarre. And we'll watch the 1A auditors, and all the cops come in with these on their faces. They look like the criminals.
So as you can see, there's not one person without a mask on. I'm waiting for my mother to come up the steps from off the plane, and she's the only one that doesn't have a mask on. Just saying.
Yeah. Oh, I saw one.
One?
I saw one.
One.
I pictured Jen was sitting there and playing this as they walked by her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't have a mask on, and the guard lady who was next to me is like, "Where's your mask?" I said, "I have a medical condition," and she just said, "Okay," and turned around and left me alone.
Mm-hmm.
And through the airport, you can hear them saying, you know, it's federal law. You have to have this, that, and the other thing. And I've heard other people say, oh, when you go to Atlanta Airport, they announce it. You have to have it. And I'm like, I've been there like 10 different times. I never put one on. Oh, but you have to. But you have to. I'm like, no, you really don't.
Nope. They can stick it.
Yeah. Fucking
I was
tough
gonna say
girl.
it would be like you to play it would be like you to play this music in their face though, because you were bumping all the testing sites in your car, remember?
Yeah. She was driving by Walmarts and stuff playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually got chased off of one.
Look, Biden Harris 2020. Did you see that fucking shirt?
And every once in a while you get someone that's real dangerous and they have it below their nose, you know. It's like, ooh, I'm a rebel.
Yeah, they all have it up above their nose for the most part.
Yeah.
It's so sick. Even the pilots, you know, the pilot's got to fly these planes. Do you really want a pilot huffing in his own CO2 all fucking flight?
Well, no, I think once they lock that door, they take them off. They have to. It's stupid.
We don't know what goes on behind closed doors.
Well, no. But then again, the planes pretty much fly themselves, apparently. So. There goes somebody, I thought. Looks like one. Yeah, there go the pilots.
There's the pilots.
Killing themselves softly. Oh, he has his nose out. He's a rebel pilot. We caught you. They forced me twice, and I could have fought it more, but they made it. That's sorry.
No, you go ahead.
No, they wouldn't let me walk through the thing where they scan your body and then molest you unless I put it on. It was the stupidest thing. I'm like, why now? So I put it on. They put me in the machine and I took it off. I didn't understand why I put it on while they x-rayed me. It made no sense to me, but none of this world does. And then they forced me to put on so I can get my mother out of the hospital that one time. But otherwise, you know, I did have someone, Brian, when I walked in, security did that to me. They came up and they're like, where's your mask? And I said, I have a condition. And they left me alone. They never even asked. Because of HIPAA, however you spell it.
Yeah, I have to say this is not on a loop. These are all different people. I had to wait like 20 minutes for my mom to get off the plane and get up the steps. So I just kept filming.
Yeah, it's sad. Sad to see it. Hopefully they wake up. I'm not, you know, we can't wait around for him to hold her hand anymore, but it does pain my heart to see him.
It's easy to deceive. It's easy to tease, but hard to get released. Now, we've been deceived, and we were getting teased during this whole thing, too, about, you know, not wearing it or wearing it and stuff like that.
Wait, where's the stuff in, was it French? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I mean, I never understood what he was saying, I guess.
It's French, and then it's English, and then it's French. It's
Billy Idol sings French in that song?
No, the girls do in the background. The girls sing it in the background.
Oh, that's what the girls are singing. That's fine.
I spend so much time believing all the lies to keep the dream alive. See, the American dream, you have to be asleep to believe it, guys.
Yeah, now it makes me sad.
Yeah.
It makes me mad at truth.
Yep.
Imagine that.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. Remember we said when we start speaking truth and they look at us and they get angry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they're in love with the system. You know, that's what this line's about.
And now you're waking them up out of it and they want to be cipher and eat their fake steak.
And the truth will make you mad. It will piss you off, but it'll also set you free from those fucked up lies.
Yeah, you have to admit you've been duped to, and no one's really good at doing that, you know?
Yep.
Well, it makes you sick to the stomach, then it makes you pissed off, and then it makes you just get energy to like combat it, kind of. That's like all these different stages you go through.
Yeah. Yeah, just the interesting lyrics out there, you know.
Say your prayers. Say your prayers.
Eat your vitamins.
Or you get diabetes.
See, it's gone from your eyes.
Yeah.
I better realize.
I never knew they were singing French in that song. That's so funny.
Eyes without a face. And now it's getting worse.
Last lyrics of the song. Imagine that.
And I played a song a while back, too, in the beginning of this. I forget the name of the group, but it was like, they said in it, if you accept this, your children will be next.
Yeah.
There's all those mannequins with no faces on and stuff, like just a faceless mannequin and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty creepy. And that came out in 2001. I think it made it exactly 19 years from 2020.
Oh, I remember that video now. Yeah.
Yeah, and he said in that, he said, if you accept this, your children will be next. And people have accepted it, and they're doing it to their fucking kids. And it starts with the kids. It's going to end with the kids, guys.
You know, real quick, speaking of like videos and music or whatnot.
Yes, KB, Manic Street Preachers. That's who it was. I'm sorry. Thank you.
But one of the videos that freaked me out was that what's his name there? That Tom Petty video with the brick wall.
Oh God, yeah.
That shit was creepy, dude.
Creepy when you slow it down and you see what he's doing with that wall, that fucking brick wall.
And you read the lyrics, yeah. And you're like, oh wow, like this guy is like talking about the wall, not anyone else, you know. And it just happens to be made of bricks. And if you look at it, it looks like a building that got hit by a bomb in 1800. You know, it's just all too telling. And then all the videos that you used to do, Jen, breaking down the demonic sigils through the dancing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the music may have been fine, but then the music video with the choreographed dances were nothing but sigils, you know.
And people want to emulate those people. I even used to try to do Michael Jackson moves when I was like 13, 14 and stuff. We all did, you know, moonwalking and everything, walking, talking backwards, all that crap that they do. This is what they get people to do. Some of the little words and stuff that don't make sense in songs that just kind of fill in spaces. A lot of those are reversed words and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Very crazy.
Yeah. Crazy stuff.
Hey Jen, have you ever looked into Turin, Italy?
Turin, Italy. I don't know. I don't think so. I just looked at the Dolomite Alps in Italy. They're pretty crazy. I haven't looked at Turin though.
Turin.
Oh wow.
It's one of the older maps of Turin. It's just one giant star fort.
Isn't that where the shroud comes from?
Shroud of Turin?
Yeah, the one that's supposed to have Jesus.
I would assume so.
This is like 3 star forts in one.
Yeah, you got your main one down here, and I feel like these were all maybe part of the same one and got disfigured over time, maybe. But regardless, just the map layout of this place is incredible. And I mean, look at some of the architecture that's here, Jen. Look at this place.
Looks like the World's Fair.
That's what I'm saying. I surmised that the World's Fair was, America, and they were like, well, see you later, boom.
Yeah. And by the way, that is where it came from. And, to this day, nobody even knows if it's real or fake, but just the idea that it's so famous and it's exactly from Turin.
Now, what would it be from Turin for? You know what I mean? Why isn't it from where he was crucified or something? The tomb where it came, whatever, how to wind up in Italy.
Yeah. It says there's no record of how it got to there prior to the 14th century.
Yeah.
And
of course not.
Yeah. So, yeah. That's how easy it is to change things. We've went over this. Paul Revere now no longer rides in and says the British are coming. In fact, he doesn't even make it. They steal his horse. He gets captured. They take his horse. He walks into town. It's already happened, and they only say the regulars are coming. None of that was the way I was taught in school. So they're rewriting it right under our feet for the next generation, because the new kids coming in, there's only one company that makes all the books now for the schools. How easy is it to just change and then say the Germans won World War II and the next generation, that's what they'll know, right? It's so easy now. It's all electronic.
I remember looking at the World War I pictures, and Helen was saying they were fake, a lot of them and stuff. And one of the pictures was, the Black Brigade of guys who were in the military. And I don't know how much segregation was going on back then in World War I or whatever, but they called them the regulars. I remember that. That's weird.
Yeah. And they take down all the statues because of, different causes, supposedly, and they make new ones. I covered one on my show the other night. They have a brand new statue that they made. It's a Jewish, check this out, if this isn't a stereotype, she was a moneylender. And they made a statue about her. It's in one of the cities. I forget. I can look it up. And there's no pictures of her. So they completely created a character. They tell you they created it. And now that's a new statue. And in like a generation from now, they'll be taught about her in the history books. A Jewish moneylender. They're writing it right in front of her eyes. Anybody here?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
I'm here. I'm chewing on a cookie.
Oh, okay. I'll see if I can find
The
that
cookie
lady.
man. Well, yeah, I just thought, very interesting architecture in Tehran, where allegedly the shroud is from, and then to top it all off, it's built upon a giant star fort. So why wouldn't there be something esoteric about that place?
That star forts are Mandela effect for me. They just are. There's so many
They
of them.
weren't there.
They were
Never heard of them.
Just everywhere, and it's like, yeah, how the hell did we miss star forts? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yep, they're everywhere, including underneath the Statue of Liberty. We can't miss that. I mean,
And that wasn't there.
no. It was 2 square platforms.
Here, Jen, check this out. I don't know if you've seen this before. This is 16 stories below Manhattan.
Holy shit, are you kidding me?
I'm not.
Whoa.
What the F, bro? That's a melted building.
Right? There's the Sleestacks live down there, everyone. Just be careful if you're down there.
I'd be careful if I was down here regardless.
Well, yeah.
I wouldn't be down there.
Like the Bat
That's
Cave
what I'm
or
saying. I
something.
wouldn't. Yeah, right. You wouldn't
No
catch me
bueno.
down here. No.
Yeah, if I was Batman, I'd have had Alfred down there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hey, you see anything, Alfred? Let me know.
The Bat Cave.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
16 stories. Are you kidding me? Nothing to see here.
It's half a
It would be cool to have
skyscraper.
a butler. We should get Karen. Can we get an Alfred? Can we get a butler?
Yeah, come on, get him a butler, Karen. Come on.
It's the least they can do.
I want an Alfred.
I'd just like to see someone walk in as you're doing a stream and hand you.
Yeah, like on a silver tray, like a little teapot.
Yeah. Will there be anything else, sir?
You'll have a monocle.
Oh yeah, better have a freaking
Monopoly man. I
It
was
has
just gonna
to-
say that. He's dressed up like the Monopoly man's gonna bring me fucking trumpet.
Okay, we're not asking for much, Karen. Just a private butler for Brian that must wear a monocle. That's all we're
Yes.
asking. A
That's
top
like
hat?
a job requirement. He has to
What about
have
a
a
top
monocle.
hat? He can or cannot have a top hat if he's more comfortable without.
Top hat optional.
Right.
Monocle mandatory.
It's not a big request, is it?
So we're gonna have the Monopoly guy as our butler.
Yes.
The real Monopoly guy.
Correct.
Will the real Monopoly guy please stand up?
Yeah, right.
Oh, what is this? Oh, I remember this picture. That's right. Everything's all muffed up and nasty, but you got their perfect white building over there in the marshy land.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here.
Right. That's the Lincoln
Come on, Ted.
Memorial
He built
allegedly.
And how do we get the donkey carts out there?
Yeah, where's
not
all the
sure.
construction roads leading up to this thing?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Well, the funny thing is about these photos, they were taken before the Lincoln Memorial was put up. So what is this? Why is this here? How is this here? Where is everything else? And the funny thing is, you zoom in on this one, you can see the man. He's already in there.
Mhm.
Already in there before the establishment of Washington, D.C. So who were these guys?
Who are these people? Exactly. They renamed
were these
everything,
people?
guys. They gave us a
Exactly.
false history. They renamed the countries. I mean, Shapu and I showed stuff about Japan the other day, and up in the corner where Alaska on America should be, it said Tartary, for Christ's sake.
Imagine that, right?
Steve, you and I had talked about this once before. So, like, there's an old Twilight Zone where they end up the astronauts end up on a planet where they're gigantic, and one guy, he gets power hungry and he makes all the little guys make him a statue of him out of rock. And so, like, the Mount Rushmore faces, maybe those were the gods of the days. Maybe that's really like Zeus and Apollo and all
That's
these
what I
other
was
like
surmising,
giant
man.
demonic gods of the day,
Well,
and
see,
they made them
we
carve
found
those
George
faces.
Washington. Okay.
What's that?
No, we found George
Right.
Washington in Italy, in Rome.
Right, that's what I'm saying. We've discussed it. So, like, let's say George Washington was, say, Zeus or whoever his name was back then, and they were making these giant statues of these guys all over. And now, when we came up through it, they tell us, "Oh no, that was the first
The
president
founder
of
of
the
our
United States."
country. Yeah.
Even though
See,
there was other presidents before him, but whatever. Don't ask
exactly.
questions.
There's four or five other presidents before
Yeah.
the supposed George Washington character. And guys, what they are. They're actually characters. George Washington didn't exist. Christopher Columbus and his buddies didn't exist. All this stuff is bullshit. Anything prior to the 1800s was pretty much all made up and fabricated.
Well, and once you have eyes to see it, it sounds so ridiculous. The fact that there's still people that believe there's a car flying in space, and they taught me when I was a kid that George Washington couldn't afford teeth. He had bad teeth, and he had wooden teeth in his wooden. Come on, people, wooden teeth. Who has that? That's the only reason I know that.
Yeah.
He chopped down a tree and he couldn't lie, and all these like tall
and this
tales.
is all stuff that they teach us while we're children too. These types of stories, like the Nina, the Pinta,
They're
the
all
Santa
stories.
Maria, Christopher Columbus, the Noah story, this George Washington with the apple, all this stuff. It's all like childhood stories too that they embedded in our brains at a very young age.
And just like I believe, I'll check it out, but isn't there like hardly or no pictures of Lincoln at the White House, like the President of the United States? So if he wasn't really the character they're teaching us, who was he? You know, and
Yeah.
why is he all over the world?
I
But
did.
yeah.
I did Lincoln in my Hustle Truth World War I video on my channel. That it's on my Odyssey now, but yeah, where we showed all the fake war pictures, and they're all just stage characters, guys.
Hey, Steve.
Hey.
Could I, besides my dog's barking, could I share something real quick? I want to show you this. I know you're doing that one, but
I'm just sharing anything, bro. Whatever you got.
Okay.
This is kind of a free range show.
check it this.
Oh, real topic.
Can you see this?
Oh, you're down
Don't
here.
share your
bro.
fucking COVID germs with me.
Oh, stop it, you. You see that? So you look up Lincoln in the White House images, and what do you get? Like, there's nothing. That's not real.
Are you sure?
This is a drawing cartoon. Where is he? If he was the President of the United States.
Well, real quick, it brings me back to that image I was just showing of the Lincoln Memorial in the overgrown swamp in Washington, D.C. Well before, I mean, he was basically...
Right, that's why I was showing this, is because who was he?
Right, that's what I'm... Yeah, right, it's what I'm getting
Well,
at.
he's probably somebody they wanted you to worship from the past, and in
Exactly.
the human form in the days of the presidency, there was probably not even a guy that stood in him. That's probably just complete fiction.
Yeah. It's the lineup of his historical narrative where they put all these characters, just like the bloodlines, the right to rule, all these people in England and Spain and France and Germany and Russia and all that stuff, pre-1800s, prior to the reset. There was something completely else going on. After the reset, they piggybacked that thing and they came out on top, created a whole new narrative, a historical narrative, and why these people now have the right to rule over us, which is mostly that comes from the Romanovs. Have you seen the new Kingsman movie?
No.
Everything that me and Shapu has been talking about the Romanovs and those three guys, they took over England, Germany, and Russia. They're three cousins. And burying the dead, the whole Oddfellow thing, everything. It's all in that movie, The Kingsman. It's unbelievable.
That's what I was telling you about that show, Peaky Blinder. At one point, they're taking on the Oddfellows, and they don't win. I'll tell you that. They don't win. And here, real quick, let's look at some of these photos here. These are from Berlin shortly after World War II, and it's very interesting how it's only old world buildings that are getting fucking devastated. These are after the war, after the bombings. Again, all of these are old world structures. They had to level them, take them out, erase them from history. You know, or at least get them to the point where they can remodel them to fit a narrative more feasible. You know,
And that's the thing, is the bigger the lie, the easier it is. My entire life, I never questioned as I walked through different cities that had these monstrous old brick buildings. I never even thought twice about why the post office had to be like 16 stories and carved statues. We just did it. And now you look at it and you go, how did I miss it?
it's always been there. You know, that's how they roll.
They made it so big we didn't notice it. It's weird to say, but it was so the elephant in the room we couldn't see.
It's like flat earth. It's the elephant in the room that we couldn't see. All this time, it took me till I was 45 years old to fucking see flat earth. That's pathetic. I'm ashamed of that, but this is the level of indoctrination.
And you know what's interesting here? You look at photos of Berlin after the war, they're indistinguishable from any of the fires that we had in Chicago, San
Yeah.
Francisco, Boston, New York. They're indistinguishable. So what's more feasible? Some sort of war or something, some event broke out, or there was a fire and World War II was a cover up for a great fire. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they was just getting rid of everything, you know? Incredible. Berlin after the war, completely devastated. Yeah, this is the old Buffalo, the big tower at the Buffalo States Fair. That shit's huge. Lit up.
Yeah.
Angel light on top. I didn't name it that.
And I'd just like to point out 1893 World's Fair in Chicago, which was the first electric fair, right? Edison, Westinghouse, and Tesla were presenting their new patented inventions. Yet you don't have pictures anywhere to be found of the three of these guys at this fair where their stuff is being presented as, you know, the wave of the future.
Yeah, exactly. Why isn't there a single photo? I mean, if that was your life's work and now it's being presented in the greatest stage ever created, I wanted to stay home that day. You know, It makes no sense. There's not a single picture. Just
not one single picture.
Which is Occam's razor, that Einstein existed and he wore the same outfit because that way he didn't have to make a decision on what clothing to put on, or it was a photo shoot all taken maybe in the same month or so, and he basically had the same outfit in different locations, and every once in a while they make him look nuts or hug Marilyn Monroe, and then he's a character.
Yep, that's all he is a character.
That's it.
To me, you know, it seems so easy when you see it on this side of it.
Yeah, I mean, once we figured out the Earth was flat, we clearly have to figure out they're faking space. And if they're faking space, that means they're faking all the narratives that go along with space. How many people have gone to colleges for careers having to do with the aerospace industry or the study of these planets and all this stuff that don't exist? I mean, I can give you false narratives on Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, all this stuff. It's all fake false narratives because these things don't exist in the manners and fashions that they tell us they do. They'll tell you what the atmospheric pressure is on Venus and, you know, the dust clouds on Mars and their trajectories and all this stuff. And there's people that study this stuff. It's fake. It doesn't exist.
Well, how about they found they just sold one of the largest black diamonds in the world, and it had a choice of two. It either came from outer space or from the core of the Earth. Two places they've made up, and then they sell it, and the guy that buys it calls it the hex diamond.
And really, it's just a melted fucking brick. It's just a melted brick in the end of it all.
Yeah, I always say you can't make this up. They do, because they do. They just write it, and no one cares. We're all asleep at the wheel as a society.
Chaput had showed a brick that was melted that looked like this shiny black glass. And that's what that fucking looked like.
Yeah. And I always make the joke, and maybe we helped manifest that guy in the on Sports Ball yesterday, because I always make the joke that the farthest we've ever done, according to Eminem, is dug 8 miles. That's the farthest we've ever dug. And yet they can tell me what's at the center of the Tootsie Pop? No, you can't. Through science and math and shut up, I guess.
The Tootsie Pop?
Aliens.
Flat Earth is a Tootsie Pop. You heard it, ceiling fan.
No, the globe that they say, the cartoon ball, they always show you the center of the globe, and it's giant molten lava. And so that's why I make that joke, because we don't know what's in there. They go 8 miles and they say, we can tell you. How do you know that?
Exactly.
Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it is, man.
Yeah, people need to start realizing that the mainstream narratives are completely fake. And there's only like one company now that makes all the history textbooks for kids in grade schools and stuff.
And now that it's all digital, you can change it overnight. I mean, they do it on Wikipedia all the time. So the new history for the next generation is being written, and we don't even know it. Are you guys going into the school books and seeing what's written right now? We're not. And I bet you everything's different from what we remember. And if we were to find some of those old books or the new ones, I bet we'd be shocked what's in there.
Yep, absolutely.
They don't
Wow,
care
you can-
about us. They want the next generation.
It looks like a circuit board.
Yeah, this is in China. Has the same setup as the Vatican. All that good stuff.
Also, isn't the reflecting pool and the white or whatever it's set up that way too?
Yeah.
With
DC. Yeah. All the way down. Yep. Because this is where the obelisk would be.
Sure, those school books now have a nice, healthy section on how 19 hijackers took over 4 planes and smashed them into the building. Sure, there's a lot of that. That'll get me triggered fast if I take a look at that.
Right. And the reason they could identify him as the one thing that never burns is passport paper.
Oh, I remember when they were bringing out the domestic terrorist stuff and everything and terrorism, and they started saying our founding fathers, which now they probably don't say that, our forefathers were actually terrorists. According to how what they describe terrorists as today, it would be what our founding fathers would have been considered. Like they're teaching that to kids now.
And we're waking up to the fact that not only did we most likely not win World War II, but the what do you call it? The revolution, the American Revolution never happened. We just set over another part of England over here and made everyone think they were free.
Yeah.
This is kind of funny.
I mean, provably, look, you still got court systems where they roll under English law and stuff, you know? This is ridiculous. And over in England, they wear the big white hair dudes. What's up with that? Why do they put on those big wigs?
I don't know. They look awfully Egyptian to me, but
right?
What was that one down a little lower, Steve? It looked like something from a graveyard right there. Right there. What's that?
Oh, this is an abandoned castle in North Carolina.
Wow.
Dude, that's nuts.
North Carolina, it's right near
Really?
you.
That looks like a mini castle behind some sticks. Is that
right?
Really
like a golfing stuff?
Yeah. Is that really a big castle, or that looks like a miniature castle?
Right?
I see what you're saying. It could be a trick, but
if you hit a ball in there, do you win like a free game?
What type of brush grows that high that just looks like that? No life. I don't know. Looks weird to me, doesn't it?
I mean, if no one's been there for like 100 years, I give it that. But I mean, I don't have much information. It was just shared abandoned castle, North Carolina.
Yeah,
So,
I'm just saying that one looks a little suspect to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd have to see another angle or something.
Right. You could make a model and put it in a yard and take that picture.
Yeah.
See, we're using our discernment, everyone. That's why we're here.
For real. Oh, Jen, I know you remember these.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this stuff's cool.
Like what? This is the inside of a building where like what are those called? The chandelier, like where a chandelier would be, and they take the chandelier down, and this, some of this stuff happens to be under there. Like, what is this? This looks like some sort of crazy fucking technology that we could only make up in a movie. What do you guys think? That looks like way too sophisticated for ancient India,
Well, we've talked about it. It almost seems like if you hit the right resonation, that all moves, like that.
Oh, this opens right up and probably shoots out a beam of light at you or something.
But like almost, I'm thinking more like the beginning of Lionsgate, where all those like gears and stuff would all like the whole ceiling would do. Right, right.
Yeah, it looks like it could move, like it was animated, and now it's all frozen and seized up and maybe petrified even.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they show you in the movies, and they show like on Lionsgate all these gears and stuff.
Yes.
And I picture this whole thing turning and lighting up.
Well, even in Harry Potter, to get in some of the doors, you had to like tap the wand on the door, and then the brick would start moving, and then there's the doorway. Then you go through the doorway, and then from the other side of the doorway, it looks like a wall again because it closes. These are more than buildings. I feel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel you.
Look at this thing.
I feel you, Steve.
Stop feeling me. Out there.
Really, man.
All of this stuff is way too ornate. Yeah, way too interesting.
And again, stop right there. So let's say this was made in the 1800s with donkeys and hanging upside down.
And no electricity.
No electricity. Like whoever's carving these, like the family never saw them. They were gone for their entire lives carving these things. Yes. For what purpose?
Day and night in the dark by candlelight and torch.
Using all the resources in 3 towns. And all the manpower and women power and couch power. And they're going to do this for what cause? Come on.
Well, they're all living in huts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Yeah. Starving. Where's Dad? He's still working on that church.
Doesn't get paid till the dome's done.
That's right. What's that one going to be? Oh, that's the post office. Why is it 15 stories tall? Stop asking questions.
Why is Zeus on front of it?
Why is George Washington riding on horses? Remember that one, Steve?
Yeah, right. That's what I was saying before. Like in Italy.
He's got the horses in front of him riding it. Probably that's how he did show up, for real. He was like 7,000 feet tall, coming in on a cloud of horses. Who knows?
Yeah. Look at some of this stuff. This is allegedly concept designed for the Washington Monument. I think this is the Washington Monument.
Yeah, and the bottom half is just covered with a big hill now.
It is. I mean, I've even proved that on this surface there are grates that go down, and there's beat up stairs, there's melted bricks, and they go down levels. Unfortunately, by the time I got home, somehow something went into my phone and deleted those pictures in real time.
That.
Yeah. The only reason I went down there, the highlight of my trip, I get home, nothing to present, wanted to just throw the computer out the window.
I was on with you that night. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do the stream no more. I was like, you guys can have fun with this.
Yeah, that was like 2.5 years ago or something.
And I have that exact thing happen when we went and we were able to take pictures of the, what do you call it, Last Supper. And I took a picture of, there's a placard that tells you all the names of the people that are in it. And the one that was Mary is no longer Mary. I think it's now, I don't know, Peter or somebody. And so I went back to look to that photo that I specifically took. So we looked at that. And that's the only photo that's missing.
Of course.
And now it's no longer Mary. It's some guy. And then I think Peter has a knife or something. It's really weird. That photo keeps changing.
Oh, what were you showing, Brian? You were showing David, the statue of David with some giant penis in his hand.
Wait, what? What the heck are you talking about?
Yeah,
Where's
Larry,
this, Steve?
Larry called in from Indiana. I'll get the image up while Steve's doing his.
That was some crazy shit right there. I never saw nothing like that.
Yeah, so last night Larry from Indiana calls in, and he's really good with Mandela effect. He's really perceptive to it. And he threw one on us that we had no idea about. And that's the, I'll show you right here, the statue of David, Michelangelo statue of David. Let me just try and bring it up. Let me get a screen share, Steve.
I got you, bro.
Now,
you're up.
He has this like giant penis on his shoulder.
What? What's he holding?
Let's zoom in.
I'm trying.
Okay.
Hang on. Let me download this image.
What is going on?
Hold on.
I need like a side profile of this thing too or something. It looks like a giant like tongue or something. Or what is it?
What is he holding?
It's his souvenir from killing the giant. It's a giant penis to compensate for his little penis.
Larry was calling it a giant penis, but I mean,
the heck?
This Mandela effect talks about Jesus beating off in the river now and all sorts of shit. So giant penis seems like right on board. It's like a flat penis. It's like a penis that got a giant penis that got.
I gotta look something up.
Have a look at this penis. Hold on.
There's a giant vajayjay that goes with this penis somewhere.
Yeah, so I'm personally not that familiar with this, but I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Oh, look at that Adonis belt. Just saying.
Relax, we're not on Rockfin, Jen.
All right, can we get this penis off the screen? I don't really.
Yeah, he never had that in his hand before. I don't remember that.
I can't really attest to it. I'm not even too sure, but I mean, it wouldn't really make sense to carve a man with holding a penis,
Yeah.
What do I know? What do I know about architecture? How do I?
I don't know, but I heard you know a few things about holding a penis.
So I just checked out the passages, and I see David kills him and cuts his head off. It doesn't say he cut anything else.
That's
so just so you know.
Maybe he meant the head of the penis.
Oh my God! Let's see. We'd have to ask Just Jack. I don't know the original Hebrew translation. I'm just reading the English, but it says he cut off his head. So by definition, Jen, you're right. There is that option. We can't rule that out.
Thank you.
So that could be why he's holding that, Brian.
Damn, this guy's brutal. He just went over and cut homeboy's dick right off.
He's like, I'll take that. Thank you very much.
Fuck you,
Well,
motherfucker.
You know what happened?
The stuffed penis.
No, I know what happened. I can tell you what happened. All these larger men came down, and no one could fight. No one wanted to fight Goliath. And David shows up, and he's like, "You serious?" He walked over. He throws one rock, smacks it right in the head, knocks him dead, cuts off his penis, and holds it up and says, "Now, was that so hard?" No one? Nothing.
That was good.
Crickets.
Oh, I love it.
The chat's
This
going
and other
nuts.
things on Friday night.
Yeah. That's funny. The old stuff. That's good stuff, Jen. Jesus.
Next level information, guys.
That's right. That's right. What else were you going to do on a Monday? Come on, everyone. You're nursing hangovers from sports ball games.
The sport ball games.
That's why I changed my show. I know Brian was going live. The Super Bowl was on, all this crap. And I'm like, nah, I'll change it till today where I can have more people's attention.
Right? Better idea anyways, I feel.
I thought you were going live because I had made a show, and then shortly after I seen you posted a show, I'm like, oh, fuck, we're going live at the same time. But then I seen you in my chat, and I was like, oh, maybe she's not going live. And then I clicked your link, and I saw that it was.
Well, see, I know people want to see what you have to say, and they want to see what I have to say. And it's like, man, I don't want them to have to flip back and forth because a lot of people will be like, oh, I'm listening to you, and I'm listening to Brian. And I'm like, just focus on what you're listening to, and you won't miss anything. And I'll go live tomorrow, which is totally fine with me anyway. I was hanging out with the hubby yesterday.
I still have to send you my pictures, Jen. I went to this 8 cave. I got to look for mine.
Yeah, this place looks nuts.
There's areas in there that are so dark. Like if you don't bring supplies and someone knows what they're doing, you can get lost in there.
I wouldn't.
This is 8 cave?
8 cave. Mount
Yeah, they're like, they were told us supposedly they were like old lava tubes.
Look at that, guys. Look
Went
at the
through
wall.
there with the scouts. A bunch of us, dads and kids, went through there. But yeah, if you didn't have flashlights and stuff, you can really, because there's areas you could fall and stuff. There's giant caverns in there.
That's crazy. It just, more of the same in our book. It just looks like a devastated, sunken in building, and how would a building sink? That means the ground below it got liquefied, Mud flood, water, fire, don't matter. Shit got taken down. Like that's how hot it was. It was just dripping. That's how it all settled. That's crazy. Look at that. Just a perfect hole,
Yep. Yeah,
Definitely
we showed. It looks like a fucking sewage drain.
Yeah. It's crazy.
We were showing this on the show, and it looks exactly like a fucking sewage drain.
Look at the bottom.
And Jen, there's another question in the chat that I don't understand.
Yeah, I just answered it. It's about Julia Child.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's just nuts. Look at this.
Yeah, crazy stuff in this cave.
Yeah.
Wall, just molten. You could tell it was all drippy. The giant boulders just probably crumbling downhill.
It's funny when you see it now. Is the new way of seeing it. You can't
brick
miss
lines?
Those were brick lines.
Now, if that was up on the wall, instead of laying down on the side, they would say somebody pickaxe that.
All right. Look at this wall.
Jen will be able to go off on Mr. T on Rockfin.
That's right. Ain't no shame in Mr. T's game.
Yeah, devastated. What else do we got?
Oh, baby.
Got a couple more things here. I mean, I got some more shit I could share after. Yeah, we can get into all that shit a different day. Thought that video was funny earlier. That was good stuff. Actually, you know what?
Why do you tell people that? Why do you tell people that you're from Pakistan? What's the story behind it?
What's up? Oh, on Facebook.
Yeah.
You tell people you're from Pakistan?
From Punjabi, Pakistan?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just picked it one day, bro.
Okay. I didn't know if there was a story.
No, definitely not. Just didn't. I mean, I made this like fucking 15 years ago, and I was like, well, what better way for my parents not to figure out if I have a face?
Sorry.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Just,
Yeah, all right. I got you. Just something
Fun
random.
stuff there.
I didn't know if there was like a funny story. I mean, I knew you weren't from Pakistan.
Really, you can tell I'm not from Pakistan.
You look pretty. You look kind of Pakistani to me.
Oh shit! Looking all packy. It is what it is. But yeah, guys. So I think I'm gonna start wrapping this up. But the main point I wanted to get across here today was just I got the rock fin up, and we're gonna be rocking it out there. No pun intended. From here on out. And like Brian does, I'll definitely start most of the streams here unless I know we're going to dip in deep real quick. Then I'll do like a little 10-minute warm up, tell you guys where we're going to be, what we're going to talk about. But other than that, we're going to be over on the Rockfin platform. I think let me refresh the page. Last I saw, we had like 30 people here already, which is pretty sick. So yeah, just about 30 people on Rockfin already. And I'm sure that number will we'll just get up further and further as time goes on, because it's not like I want to squeeze people out of here, but there's only so much we could talk about here. I mean, I could go another 2 hours, 3 hours, but YouTube's not going to allow that. Well, I mean, I could go on here and talk about cupcakes and ice cream, but that's not really what we're here for. We're here for, to educate ourselves and educate others and spit some ideas around and, get everyone off the mainstream path, off the strings of the puppeteers and freely living and thinking for themselves. So I feel like doing it over there is going to be more beneficial for everyone, not just myself and other content creators. The chat's going to be going nuts there because, like I said, we're going to be digging into movies. We're going to break down some TV shows, some music, all the stuff that is taboo here. Whatever you think is taboo on YouTube, we're going to talk freely and openly about on Rockfin. And like Brian says, they're going to start promoting that shit for us.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I've actually got some pretty kick-ass like September event videos and some other CB videos that I'm going to throw up there anyways, that YouTube has
just during Rona, me and Karen must have had like 100 videos deleted. Like there's so many videos, like not just unveiling this wrong, but there was so many Dose of reality shows that we did like just during the day, random shows and all different stuff. Like so many videos.
Even just some of the short clips when Tom Hanks was giving us jabs,
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of your good little clips are gone from that. Me too, Jen alike. I mean, Jen's got 2 whole channels that got kicked to the curb. Maybe 3 by now.
John, listen to me. Brian's on like what, number 7 for YouTube or something?
I don't even know. They took out like 3 channels of mine so far. They took out one with 3,000 subs, one with 5,000 subs, one with like 1,000 subs. And I think I might have lost one other one that I'm not remembering right now.
The one with 1 E.
That's kind of why I'm getting nervous too, because I just broke 3K and I'm sure they got something, some awesome treat for me rolled up their sleeve. I mean, the second I hit it, they banned me for 3 weeks on 2 different strikes. So,
that was them saying congratulations.
Exactly.
What I would suggest to all 3 of you is, because I've been trying to do all these things and bounce around all these platforms and see what works and what don't. So through my experience, what I would say when migrating off YouTube, because I just went full on for a while and didn't put anything on here and just went all over on Rockfin. If you have something that is safe after you do it on Rockfin or whatever, then upload it to YouTube to try and keep a little traffic going over here. You know what I mean? Rather than just all promo videos.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I see what you're saying. That makes sense. Do it the opposite way.
Well, I was going
to... And you could do a premiere.
Rockfin,
start doing just
even if it's just
just little like 10-minute videos.
Yeah, even if it's just once every week or two, you throw something up on YouTube so people still
So you
see
do-
and follow it, but it gives them a taste to want to go over elsewhere.
Yes.
I like it. So you do a live stream on Rockfin where you get a chat there, and then you make it so it's YouTube safe-ish, and you throw it on YouTube as a premiere, and you can do a new chat.
Well, you could do that if you want to do all that editing. I was just saying if it turns out, I was just saying if it turns out that it's YouTube safe, you know.
Right, I see.
Real quick, I see people in the chat, not just now, but throughout this live stream, are asking why there's nothing live on Rockfin right now on my end, because I didn't set it up to go live on Rockfin. I just wanted to hang out with the YouTube group and let you guys know where we're heading, you know, where we're going to be going. So, and like I said, from here on out, we're going to multi-stream, and once we start, you know, touching the topics that are a little taboo here on YouTube, we're just gonna cut it and go right to Rockfin. And if you don't want to follow, that's all good. If you want to come and follow us and hang out, even better. So just thought we get that out there to clear up any confusion why we're not streaming there right now. But I see you just followed, a couple other people followed. So shout out to you guys. And yeah, we'll definitely hit it off there. You guys have any closing comments you want to get off? I know Jen, you're going live in a little bit.
Yeah, I'll be live at 6 p.m. Central. Shapu is going to be on with me, and we have some really new information that ties everything that we've been covering over the last 2 months. It's going to tie it all together, guys. Your mind's going to be blown tonight. I can't wait.
Good stuff. What about you, Brian? What do you got to read us out with?
I might go live tonight at like 9 Eastern, but I'm not 100% yet. We'll see. If I don't, I'll probably do it tomorrow during the afternoon.
Sounds good.
And I'm on a strike on my main YouTube channel still for 2 more days, so I'm just gonna take advantage of Rockfin again, and I'll make it a Rockfin only stream. If I do it tonight or tomorrow, but I'll probably make it a free one at least when it's live, so everybody can come over and check it out.
And if it helps your decision, Brian, am I muted? No. If it helps your decision, Brian, the show that Steve and I do that will be at 9 your time, 6. We usually only go about an hour.
Okay.
So, if you're still gonna go.
Okay.
But yeah, well, I'll be on later with Steve. We're gonna break down a passage that we're still deciding on. But my wife gave me a good idea, so after the show, I'll let you know, Steve, and we'll go from there. It's on my channel for about an hour. We'll break it down, at least our ideas of it.
Yeah, tell Jeannie I said hi and I love her.
I will. She probably heard that. She's done.
Hi, Jeannie.
So thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys for joining on such little notice. It's been it's been a quick 3 hours. I was only planning on going live for like an hour and a half, but time flies when you're having fun with your homies, you know? So
yeah, dude, I didn't even realize it was 3 hours already.
I know. We just been kind of spitballing, you know. I've only presented maybe 30 minutes of content here. So this has been a good just chill out show and, you know, just quick little hang around, you know.
Yeah, we love you, Steve.
I love you guys too. But yeah, it's been good stuff. But we're going to get out of here, guys. Like, share, and subscribe around the board. If you'd like to make any donations, the links are in the chat, the Rockfin, PayPal, and the Patreon. I think Cash App is linked in there as well in the description. So they're all available and they're all good. But that being said, we're out of here, guys, and have a good afternoon.
Let it not